There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. That's where an agent who is a Realtor comes in to navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
It's Gun Storage Check Week and National Suicide Prevention Month. Securely storing your firearms can help prevent suicide. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to deter unwanted access. Learn more at gunstoragecheck.org and enter to win a gun safe. That's gunstoragecheck.org. If you or someone you know is struggling, call 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Brought to you by NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Carl caught a concert. Talise traveled. Sully snagged suspenders. What would you do with extra cash? The Department of Revenue returns forgotten money to Washingtonians. 1 in 7 people have unclaimed cash. It's easy to search if you're one of them. Find yours at claimyourcash.org.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith from The Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to season 19, episode number 4169. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and my cock, Montgomery. And you, Hard Men's Room. On tap today, once again, we play Big Dummy. Ted's Meat and Potatoes has the best sports bars in Seattle. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, Men's Room Shot of the Day, fun listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Clack, clack.
All right, here we go. Florida doctor goes back to his old practice and pours gallons of urine on the door. Meanwhile, a Wells Fargo employee slept at a desk for 4 days. But wait, there's more. South Carolina HOA tells the kids they can't play at the community park. In Canada, 15 arson attacks, and it was a firefighter who lit the spark. And a German family proves why every single family needs an in-ground pool. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, today is the day that we play Big Dummy, the game show that rewards you for your stunning ignorance. And here's how it works. You call us, we will spin the category wheel. We will spin the category wheel.
I got distracted.
I know. I was trying to speed it up this week because you kept saying I was taking too long.
Right, I know. The 1 week you actually talked about it.
I know. Anyway, we'll spin the category wheel, and then we'll ask you a question from that category. Now, here's where Big Dummy separates itself from your average, more reputable game show. We will continue to ask you questions until you get one right, because as always, we want you to leave here smarter than you showed up. Now, so far this year, our biggest dummy has been the lovely and talented Pam, who thought a lip reader was another name for a gynecologist and found a way to answer 14 consecutive questions wrong. Can you do better? Of course you can. Everyone else has. So give us a call, and off we go on Big Dummy.
Big contestant to play Big Dummy. Call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house and owning it. Having an advocate who can help you navigate negotiations, timelines, inspections, and more can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association. It's Gun Storage Check Week and National Suicide Prevention Month. Securely storing firearms can help prevent suicide. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to deter unwanted access. Learn more at gunstoragececk.org and enter to win a gun safe. That's gunstoragececk.org. If you or someone you know is struggling, call 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
These deals are working hard to save you money. From August 28th through September 3rd, save 15% off Balin stock tanks, $200 off Black Diamond log splitters, and find big discounts on shoes for the family.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
Make the most of your Labor Day weekend with Coastal.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, Patrols, away we go. Welcome to Season 19, Episode number 4169. What a large and a charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. The head chef is back, Ted's Meat and Potatoes. College football kicking off here this weekend. Actually, this evening. We got NFL coming on in a week. Of course, soccer still rolling. Basketball coming soon, hockey and all that. You have the best sports bars in Seattle on Ted's Meat and Potatoes.
Well, list there from Eater Seattle. I have been to the bulk of them.
I was going to say, I'm going to count the number of sports bars that I've been to that are on the list anyway. I mean, they touched on a lot of different neighborhoods. I have not been to a lot of those sports bars, just based on proximity.
Yeah, and sometimes sports bar is hard to define.
Sure. Is it a bar that on Sundays, I don't know, a group of, Ravens fans, we take over blah, blah, blah bar. Not actually a sports bar, but on Sunday it has all the appearances, right?
Even like where we go, right? I don't know that I'd call it a sports bar, but I've watched plenty of sports.
I was going to say, when the Hawks are on or the Mariners are on, it basically becomes a sports bar.
I've watched F1 in there.
Yeah, when you walk in, you know. They were open that early.
The couple races that were here.
I think it was in
the Austin race, so it was only like noon.
Okay. So the best sports bars in Seattle coming up with the head chef and Ted's Meat and Potatoes. Also some updated locations on the Men's Room IPA from Black Raven Brewing. If you are going to Metallica, either tomorrow or Sunday night, just know that they shipped a hell of a lot of beer into the stadium in the bright yellow can, in the big bright yellow can for you to enjoy. So if you are headed to Metallica, definitely will be available on Friday and on Sunday. And we've got some other locations as well as we continue to update that list for you at KISW.com. And today is the day we play the game known as Big Dummy. It's an easy game to play. You're either playing for Team Sober or Team Not Sober. So far, our biggest dummy has been Pam. It took her 13 questions to get one right. And as we do when we play Big Dummy, we like to do a little Men's Room poll. Now, the last time we asked you, and it was kind of a rip from the headlines, options. You're going to fall 3 stories as an actress who was at a hospital and was out on the balcony actually ended up somehow falling over the balcony.
She fell 5 stories.
She fell 5.
Right.
We just said you could fall 3.
Right.
She managed to survive. She was sent home last week, and she's still making a recovery. But, she busted herself up pretty bad. But the idea being, you're going to fall 3 stories. The next option, you are going to ride a burning Ferris wheel. I do not remember where the story took place.
Germany?
I believe it was
like at a music festival or something. Yeah.
Either way, the Ferris wheel caught on fire.
One of the people in it.
Yeah, one of the little gondolas caught on fire, shot flames up. People were jumping out of the Ferris wheel. There were 30 people who were injured. First responders were injured. Multiple burn injuries trying to save those people from the Ferris wheel. Also, you could shoot yourself. As a guy was trying to defend himself, as he and his dad were actually bear hunting in Alaska.
Right.
His dad is a park ranger. He is from Texas. He's 22 years old. The bear charged his dad first, then took a right turn, came after him. As he tried to unholster, he shot himself in the thigh. Yeah. And he had to go to the hospital. He was airlifted out.
Good news is, though, the bear did apply a tourniquet.
Yes, well, the bear was put down. He did get 7 into him, but not after shooting himself first. So your next option was to shoot yourself. And finally, stuck in space, as the astronauts who went up in June are still stuck in space. And if you follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live, here's how the polls shook out. Coming in at 4th place at 12%, the least likely scenario you would like to be involved in is to be on a burning Ferris wheel.
I think that's fair, man.
The burning Ferris wheel freaked everyone out. Coming in at 3rd place, you'd rather fall 3 stories off a building than be in a burning Ferris wheel. 17% of you said, I will take the 3-story fall. We had 2 callers that day separately who both said they had fallen 3 stories. One at an apartment complex that was being built at the time. Another guy fell while doing construction. Either way, they said it happened. They'd be willing to try it again.
Given the options.
Yes. I guess that's it. Coming in at 2nd place would be stuck in space.
All right.
33% of you said, you know what? Knowing what we knew at that point in time, you're going to be up there to at least late January, early February, could be longer.
It could be longer, yes.
It could be longer. And the number one pick by far, 38% said, you know what? Out of those options, burning Ferris wheel, falling 3 stories, I'm going to shoot myself in the thigh. So 38% said, you know what? I'm going to take a bullet instead of doing any of the other options available. So that's how the poll shook down. This week, we take another page from some news articles that have come across the desk in the last week. We had this story earlier. Dolphins, they say, so cute, social, and intelligent, except when they're angry, lonely, and perhaps sexually frustrated. And in this case, they can be dangerous, aggressive, and more than a little unfriendly toward humans. Such is the case of a stretch of attacks on a Japanese coast. According to the BBC, that coast has been plagued by a series of attacks on swimmers, believed to be the work of one lone bottlenose dolphin. Beginning in 2022, 25 different attacks have taken place near the town of Mahama, including 18 this year alone. Keep in mind, none were fatal, but one swimmer suffered several broken ribs and bites that required stitches. Based on the sighting of the dorsal fin, the equivalent to a fingerprint, they pretty well know they have a single culprit involved.
One a-hole.
It is reasonable to assume it's the same individual. Some beaches have actually installed ultrasonic wave emitters as a deterrent. Signs do warn swimmers to get out of the water at any sight of a dolphin. Others have lifeguards constantly scanning the waves for a dorsal fin. It's not a good reminder that dolphins can be dangerous, with the ability to not only bite but drag you into the sea, which could be life-threatening. And
that could be life-threatening.
I did the Dolphin K in the Bahamas, and they said the dolphin will take you to the bottom of the man-made lagoon.
Yeah.
Problem with that is the bottom of the man-made lagoon was about 40 feet. And somebody's going to get down there and get your ass out.
And it's trying to have sex with you,
It's trying to have sex with you, and it's holding you down.
So jump on in and rub the dolphins.
Hormonal fluctuations, ostracized from its own community, sexual frustrations, desire to dominate. The dolphin might have maybe had a bad experience with humans. Either way.
Sounds to me like this dolphin's an incel.
Option number 1 is to be attacked by a dolphin.
Okay.
All right. Option number 2, a story that Mike brought you yesterday. A museum in France is retaining just one part of the no shirt, no shoes, no service policy. The Museum of European and Mediterranean Civilizations is letting visitors to its Naturist Paradise exhibit experience the 600 pieces on display in the nude 1 evening a month, so long as they have shoes on. It is to avoid getting splinters, as they have parquet floors. The museum is typically closed on that night. Therefore, visitors taking part are naturists and are naked, which notes that hundreds of people will be naked, more than likely, each night they do this in the museum. Naturism, by the way, is defined as a way of life in harmony with nature characterized by the practice of communal nudity, with the intention of encouraging self-respect, respect for others, and for the environment. They are on the forefront, they say, of the France lifestyle, noting it is the world's leading tourist destination for naturalists, or naturists. Still, the museum is convinced France's temperate climate and the presence of 3 Cs have facilitated the establishment of communities, and with the exception of Switzerland, have few real equivalents elsewhere in Europe. The exhibition, by the way, closes on December 9th. The tour, by the way, is 2.5 hours.
Of being naked.
Of being naked.
Looking at stuff. All right.
In a museum. So option number 2, you are naked at the museum for 2.5 hours with a few hundred strangers that you don't know. Option number 3, we move on to a different space story this time around. SpaceX has postponed its historic mission featuring the first private spacewalk. Listen to the details on this one, and you'll understand why this is maybe an option you want to take or you don't want to take. SpaceX did postpone once more its attempt at launching a daring orbital expedition featuring an all-civilian crew that is aiming to carry out the first ever spacewalk by private citizens. The Polaris Dawn mission, organized by a billionaire entrepreneur named Jared Isaacman, had been set to lift off from Kennedy Space Center on Florida this past Wednesday. They had a 4-hour window. SpaceX announced on Tuesday evening it was pushing back the launch plans due to unfavorable weather forecasted in the splashdown areas off of the Florida coast.
All right.
So where they can get their boosters back, basically.
Yeah.
The billionaire later added on X that because the spaceship won't rendezvous with the International Space Station and has limited consumables on board, it was particularly constrained by the forecast during the splashdown window. As of now, conditions are not favorable tonight or tomorrow. We're going to assess it day by day. Now, the timing of the next launch could be further complicated by the fact that the first stage booster of another SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket that had sent a batch of Starlink satellites into orbit right beside where they're launching tipped over and exploded during a landing attempt on a waiting drone ship. Although landing the booster is a secondary consideration, the whole idea between the differences with the capsules, it's the reusability of the entire rocket system. That is the core of SpaceX business model, and the law snapped a 3-year streak of successful first-stage landings. Now, in an earlier attempt to launch Polaris Dawn, it was scrapped due to a helium leak on a line connecting the tower to the rocket.
Seems to be a thing.
The billionaire is the mission commander. He will guide his 4-member team through the mission's centerpiece, the first ever spacewalk carried out by non-professional astronauts. Now, the quartet did go through 2 years of training in preparation for the mission. They logged hundreds of hours on simulators. They did skydiving. They did scuba diving. They summited an Ecuadorian volcano. Polaris Dawn will reach its highest altitude on the first day, venturing briefly into the Van Allen radiation belt, a region teeming with high-energy charged particles that can pose health risks to humans over extended periods.
That's why they're doing it.
On day 3, the crew will don their state-of-the-art EVA spacesuits, outfitted with heads-up displays, helmet cameras, and advanced joint mobility systems. They are going to take turns to venture outside their spacecraft in twos. Each will spend about 20 minutes in space, 435 miles above the Earth's surface. After 6 days in space, the mission will conclude with a splashdown off of the coast of Florida.
That's the plan.
So you're going into space on a SpaceX rocket, but this is the first time ever that a rocket's going into space with an entire civilian crew.
Also, where they're going.
Correct.
Is kind of the thing. That radiation belt, I mean, they're doing this on purpose to test, quote-unquote, test the new technologies. If they work, it's all good. If your new technologies don't, well, it's not good.
I would feel more comfortable going into space with someone from NASA being a part of the crew in some form or fashion. 2 years, to me, is like the equivalent of going to junior college.
Yeah, but the truth is when you're out there, you can be an astronaut or not. to me, either you know how to manually operate this ship or you do not. Because at that point, you can be a trained astronaut, but there's nothing you can do to help me. Right? It's completely, it's like, put it this way. I'd rather be up there with a mechanic than anyone else. Something goes wrong with the ship. I want someone that can figure it out. Because you could be an astronaut, and it's like, that means nothing.
You would have to think
right
that
now.
each of these people have individual specialties on what they are also trained to do outside of the mission. So hopefully there's someone up there that can do that. It's just the idea of like, look, man, it's almost like saying, hey, look, you're going to fly in an airplane. This airplane has never been flown before, and we have a rookie pilot who's never flown the plane.
Yeah, but these things, it's all automated.
Yeah,
like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
They're like, look, it lands itself, takes off itself. Houston controls everything. Houston, for lack of a better term, controls everything else. I go grab my dog. It's basically the same situation. If something goes wrong, none of the people can really do much about it.
So that's option number 3. You'll go on an all-civilian space flight. Option number 4, on our men's room poll, you'll be stuck in space. NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams will spend at least 8 consecutive months aboard the International Space Station as their Boeing Starliner spacecraft returns to Earth empty. On Saturday, NASA announced its long-awaited plan to bring the astronauts home from the ISS no earlier than February of 2025, at least 8 months longer than the initial 8-day trip they signed up for. It's almost like Gilligan's Island. The return flight, which will ditch the troubled Boeing Starliner spacecraft that the crew rode to the International Space Station on, they've ditched it in favor of a SpaceX vehicle. They have no confirmed date on that. However, in the best-case scenario, early February looks like the best-case scenario.
Best case.
As far as the return. The Starliner's crew time in space will amount to no fewer than 240 consecutive days since the launch on June 5th. For whatever reason, it could be bumped back to March, and the number of days would be almost 270.
Oh, yeah.
So those are your options on our men's room poll. You can be attacked by a dolphin. You can walk around naked in a museum with hundreds of others for 2.5 hours. You can go on a 6-day all-civilian space flight. Or you could be stuck in space, potentially, for 270 days.
Yeah, I'm taking the third option on that one.
You're taking the all-civilian space flight.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can have your dog up there or a monkey. It doesn't matter. For this particular mission, it doesn't matter. Keep in mind, you're trained astronauts. They're stuck in space. You see what I'm saying? You can be a trained astronaut, but if something goes wrong, there's not a goddamn thing they can do. You're useless at that point. Not useless, but if you can't help a situation, then you serve no purpose. So if you can't do anything about that Boeing thing stuck to the side of the space station, trained astronaut or not, I could do that.
Now, I'm telling you, honest to God, I would normally say attacked by a dolphin.
Yes,
but
normally.
Okay. And I know it's if you're an animal activist or whatever the deal is, all those dolphin shows and all that stuff, understandably, that's not your cup of tea. At the time, this is probably a decade ago, I was down in the Bahamas in the place I was staying at. They did not have a dolphin show, but they had a place where you could go and you get up close with the dolphin and meet the dolphin.
How close?
You pet the dolphin, you hang out in the water with it. You got you get a photo that you pay, $15, $20 for. They get you at the end, all that stuff. But the briefing on the dolphin that we were going to encounter was substantial. It was about 30 minutes of just all the things that we needed to do in the preparation before we even got on the water.
Damn.
All right. And the more you learned about dolphins, and one of the dolphins there, by the way, was part of the dolphins that did escape from the New Orleans Aquarium when Katrina hit. Now, they had a couple of others.
Good to see you here. Jump down here in that water.
The military dolphins disappear. They had these aquarium dolphins disappear. I mean, it's like
down here?
It's like the lobsters that were on the Titanic. I mean, like that hurricane was the greatest thing that ever happened to them. Either way, this one guy gets put back in the penitentiary, this time in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
But what they... so, like anything else, this guy is a really nice guy, and he's explaining everything. And I said, why is that something to be worried about? And I know the only reason why it's something to be worried about is because it's happened. It's probably happened on multiple times where a dolphin will grab someone by the leg and take out a youngest member of the family and drop down to the bottom of that cove.
Yeah.
And they race down there to free the child from the bottom of this man-made cove they have for the dolphins to live in, which takes a little time to get down there.
Sure.
And all the other things. Then they warned us where to pet, where not to pet, just based on the fact that if you were to somehow stimulate that dolphin in any way, this reaction is almost immediate that is going to be the outcome. So you have to be very careful.
Well, they're going to drag you down, start having sex with you.
That is their first move. That is their exact first move.
Now, what are you thinking? If they're telling you this, are you like, look.
You're not in a dolphin exhibit. You are in the ocean, and you're being attacked by a dolphin. The scenario is completely different.
But what I'm saying is, as they're explaining this to you, are you now second-guessing the idea of jumping into this cove with these dolphins?
Absolutely. And the most important thing to do, and the most important thing was that your life preserver, your PFD, needed to be as tight as possible in the event that this happened, so you would rise to the surface quicker, because there's been a couple of cases where guests have tried to detach themselves from the dolphin, but by the time they got 35 feet down, their eardrums blew and different things.
Oh, right.
You know, just based on the depressurization, how fast that dolphin
moves. I'm with Thrill. I'm not getting in there with those dolphins.
Yeah, once they explain that to me, be like, you know what? I'm good, man.
I'll swim with the sharks. I'd rather get bitten than attacked by a dolphin.
Our men's room poll. Yeah, the shark's not trying to have sex with you. It's just trying to eat you.
Correct.
Your options: being attacked by a dolphin, being naked for 2.5 hours at a museum, an all-civilian space flight, or being stuck in space. Polls up now if you follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. Big Dummies coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
From the mind of a 2-foot-tall talking spokes puppet comes this year's biggest challenge. It's time for Bob's Dare to Compare, the hottest game show on TV that asks, what happens when you compare Bob's to the competition? You get style. You get quality. You get beeps and boops and dings and whomps. And thousands of dollars in savings. Everyone's a winner when you dare to compare with Bob's Discount Furniture. Shop in store or at mybobs.com to play now.
All right, parents, it's back to school time, and I've got a secret for you. There's a drama-free way to make vitamins part of your kid's morning routine. Lil Critters Gummy Vitamins. You see, my kids think they're just eating fun, delicious gummy bears, but little do they know, they're getting essential nutrients for their health and development.
Mom, we know they're vitamins.
As I was saying, kids absolutely love, and apparently know, these are vitamins. Lil Critters is the pediatrician-recommended kids multivitamin gummy brand, and the yummy way to start the school year.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, there we go. Let's do this. The game is Big Dummy 206-803-ROCK. Steve, who is our first contestant, ready to play the big game.
Hello, Joel. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Big Dummy. What's up?
Joel, sober or not sober?
Team never sober. Oh, dear.
Not sober, Joel.
Never, right, Miles.
Joel. Yes. All right, Joel, welcome to Big Dummy. Our men's room poll, what are you taking? Being attacked by a dolphin, being naked at a museum, an all-civilian space flight for 6 days, or being stuck in space to next year?
Oh, I think I'll go attacked by a dolphin. At least I could fight back.
All right, attacked by a dolphin.
Yeah, it's not the fight I'm worried about.
Yeah, because I don't know that it's necessarily, like you said, a shark, it's just pure aggression. I'm going to sever a limb. The dolphin's like, no, I'm going to have my way with you.
I'm going to play with you.
And then I might kill you. Yeah, I might not.
You're a toy at first.
Yeah. Put your finger in my blowhole. Now the other one. All right, Joel, here is your question. Multiple choice. McDonald's second biggest market behind the United States is in France, Japan, Australia, or the UK. So McDonald's second biggest market behind the U.S.
Damn. Let's go UK.
Japan?
France.
France.
I'll
be darned.
How did you know that, Mike? Mike guessed it right. To me, that's the last one I would have picked.
It sounded right. It felt right that, like, the French people, they just like McDonald's. Yes.
All the stuff you hear about French cooking, French food, a classically trained French chef.
There's only so many noodles you can have.
But like McDonald's.
The Pulp Fiction theory. When that movie came out. So, a long time ago. They referenced the Royale with cheese.
Yeah.
So it's been there that long, at least.
Wasn't he at Burger King, though?
No, what was the name of the place? I don't think it was Burger King or McDonald's. I think, didn't they come up with a fake name?
It was Kahuna Burger.
Oh, you're right. It was
Yes.
No. The line about in France.
Oh,
right?
yeah, they call
Miles,
it
you're probably right,
something
'cause it's a
Royale.
quarter pounder.
Oh, it's a quarter pounder. Sorry, not a big bag.
Yeah, you're on it.
Get it right, you cultured. All right, your question. What president, ironically, said, quote, the ballot is stronger than the bullet?
Damn.
You should have been his hype man.
Let's go with Abe Lincoln because of slavery.
Okay. There you go, Joel.
Turns out he was wrong, but yeah, he's the
It's
guy.
only, three people you could guess?
There was him, Kennedy,
and
McKinley wasn't assassinated. Didn't he just die in office? Because there's, 4 presidents that
I
have
thought
died
somebody
in
got,
office.
like Burr, somebody got shot. I don't know.
He was
But he
never
wasn't
president. That was the last
Oh,
duel.
yeah.
I think McKinley did get shot.
Did he get shot? Who's the
Yeah.
guy that just died in office? Like, basically, he got elected. I want to say he was in office for 30 days and died in office. So you elected this guy.
That was William Henry Harrison.
Okay,
Four
those-
sitting presidents have been killed: Abraham Lincoln, Garfield, William McKinley, and John F. Kennedy.
Garfield was assassinated.
Garfield was assassinated.
And McKinley, they took his mountain away, too. Like, how the hell?
Oh, that's right. Back to Denali. Garfield's now represented by a cat. Hello, Eric. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Eric, sober or not sober?
I'm playing for Team Sober today.
All right, Eric, welcome to the program. Men's room poll. Pick one. Attacked by a dolphin, naked for 2.5 hours in a museum, all civilian space flight, or stuck in space.
I'm going to go to the museum.
Naked at the museum.
I'll see you there, bud.
Okay.
I'll see all of you there, except your feet.
Seems like the safest bet.
Yeah.
Depends on who you bump into.
And what you bump into them with. All right. Here's your question. What is the capital of Turkey? The capital of Turkey.
Turkestan?
Istanbul.
Nope. Ted, any guesses?
Oh, man, this is one of
Now
those.
that Istanbul's been taken away.
Right,
any
like,
guesses?
name another city in Turkey.
Ankara.
I wouldn't have got that.
Yeah.
Me neither.
It's my second guess.
Of course it was.
Oh, all right.
All right, your question. Tango is what Sesame Street character's pet dog?
Is that Tango?
Tango.
Character's pet dog. Did Big Bird have a dog? Was it Big Bird?
Now, Big Bird was allergic to dogs. That's well known. I can't believe you even guessed
Cash.
that. Elmo.
Elmo.
In other news, Elmo has a pet dog. Would you want a pet dog if you're a Muppet? Because based on my experiences with dogs, if you look like a Muppet, they grab you by the rib cage and shake you violently until your eyeballs pop out.
They only take one, though. You can have 15 toys. The dog will only gravitate toward one. So you have a 1 in 15 chance.
There is, my daughter has a couple stuffed animals under bed, all right? And every once in a while, the dog will sneak in there and grab one and pull it out. Doesn't really rip it up, but pulls it out, and we gently just take it out of her mouth, put it back, she'll leave it alone. There's one particular stuffed animal that my daughter has had for a while and is very fond of. And my daughter, very sweet girl, nothing aggressive about her, but the day that the dog got that toy in her mouth, I mean, it was like The Exorcist. Mother, I mean, the dog dropped it, looked like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my daughter was not effing around. I'm like, oh, she will kill you. Do not snatch that stuffed animal. She has not touched that one since.
I won a neck pillow once at a white elephant party.
Yeah.
Like, actually, and it looks like a giant shrimp.
Okay.
I mean, I had to steal it from a child because I really wanted it. But then my buddy, like, I didn't think about it, and he was like, can I bring my dog over? We're, like, watching sports or whatever. I'm like, yeah, sure. His dog wouldn't leave the damn shrimp alone.
Yep.
I was like, oh, it just looks like a giant toy to that dog.
Of course. It is. It's like, I don't know why you lay your head on it. All right, Eric, your question. What 2-word term is the top speed reached by a free-falling object?
Also a movie name.
It was a movie, yes.
Terminal velocity.
Boom.
Got it. Nice job.
Good work. It was the movie clue, Ted.
Yeah,
Game is,
probably.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just said, yeah, probably.
Oh, got it. Game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Jason. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola. Jason, sober, not sober?
Sober.
Welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, Jason, our men's room poll. Will you pick being attacked by a dolphin, naked at a museum, all civilian space flight, or being stuck in space?
Take the dolphin.
Taking the dolphin.
All right.
I mean, do people fathom what this dolphin is going to do to you?
They will.
Maybe that's why they pick them.
Yeah.
Oh, just depends what you're into. All right, Jason, here's your question. In what country would you find the coldest permanently inhabited town on Earth?
Iceland?
Not a bad guess.
Russia?
Russia.
Oh.
A place called Oymyakon. Oymyakon, Russia. You live in Russia. It's the coldest place on Earth. I bet you no one has smiled there in 130 years.
Well, yeah, it has nothing to do with temperature and everything to do with the people.
That's just them.
Very
it's
standoffish
tropical.
people.
They're just mean as hell. All right, your question. Which of your 5 senses is being tested during an Ishihara test? Which of your 5 senses is being tested during an Ishihara test?
My patience.
Yeah, right. It just sucks.
Your hearing.
Eyesight.
The Ishihara test is specifically your vision with color blindness.
All right.
Oh. That's where, like, can you see the number in the circle? It's just
That's exactly what that test is, right? So it's all little blobby things of one color, and they put a number in there. All right, your question. Robin Williams dressed in drag for what 1993 movie?
Classic.
Oh, can I give a shout out real quick?
Sure.
Shout out to my boy Ivory. Mrs. Doubtfire.
got it. Very good.
There you go, Ivory.
I was hoping to get it wrong.
He
It's
got it on a Miss Doubtfire question.
That's his white friend.
I was going to say, I hope his buddy's black. There's Ivory. Like,
Your name is what again?
Come on.
Come again. Your mom really did that to you.
Ivory.
Oh, she was a pianist.
She didn't think it through. Hello, Justin. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores. Justin, sober, not sober?
I only had 2 margaritas, so sober.
Oh, good for you.
Just a regular margarita? We're doing like a strawberry margarita? What are we doing?
Skinny. There's a couple of best margaritas I had out in Ballard at a little Mexican restaurant. What was it called? Al Moose.
All right.
Nice. All right, Justin, men's room poll. Are you picking attacked by a dolphin, naked at a museum, all civilian space flight, or stuck in space?
I think I like naked in the museum. That could be one of the exhibits or something. I don't know.
Okay. All right, at the museum.
Naked at the museum. It sounds like a really bad TV show on Discovery. You've seen Naked and Afraid. You've seen Alone, naked at the museum.
Or just a weird X-rated parody of Night in the Museum.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Venus de Milo comes to life. Armless and breast out.
Brittany Bubbles stars in Naked in the Museum.
Brittany Bubbles.
Right. Special guest appearance by
John Longhammer.
Right. Rick Hard.
Right. Or would it be Brock Hard?
It is
Brock Hard. Not Brock Heward. Brock Hard.
No.
I think I just wrote Brock Heward for me.
Marlon Wayans.
What is Marlon Wayans doing in this movie?
Special guest appearance by Joe Pesci.
Hey, you call that a...
And we screw you in the drive-thru.
All right, Justin.
Well, which also means De Niro's in it.
Right.
It's directed by Scorsese.
Right.
All right, Justin, your question.
You talking to me, Brittany?
The word hummus is Arabic for what food?
Chickpea?
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Before we let you go, give you a true or false question here. True or false, Aladdin's character in the movie was based on Tom Cruise. True or false?
True.
No way.
Yeah, they actually modeled the guy after Tom Cruise.
Up and down.
I don't necessarily see the connection.
I don't either.
But they insist that that's the case. If you're Tom Cruise, are you happy about that? Based on the movie itself, like, oh, that's supposed to be me.
Oh, he's wearing heel lifts. I get it.
And Tom Cruise obviously looks Persian.
Yeah, very Persian. And both could fit in a bottle. Hello, Wes. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. Wes, are you sober or not sober?
Not sober.
What are you doing over there, Wes?
A couple Busch Lights. Just got back from Florida.
Still drinking Busch Lights.
You can't get off the train, can you? Tell me what's that. What's next? Michelob Ultras?
Oh, gosh. No. No.
That's the number 2 beer on tap in Florida, other than Busch Light. All right, Wes. Men's room poll. Are you to be attacked by a dolphin, naked in a museum, an all-civilian space flight, or be stuck in space?
So, just got back from Florida, and the Villages people are there, so I'll be naked in a museum.
Yeah. All right. Is that where your relatives live?
It's where my daughter lives.
Your daughter lives in the village. Oh, does she live with her grandparents? Or
lives in Tampa Bay, but the Villages people were where we were at, so.
Okay.
Did you have a lot of sex with them?
No, I just tried to stay away from them so that the STIs didn't get near me.
Yeah, that is a diseased group, as it were. But hey, man, if I'm in a retirement community, I'm like, bring it on.
Florida's an interesting place in the area, man. Take your kid to Hooters. It's just
like whatever, man. It's all good.
Go there on a jet ski.
Put your loofahs on the golf cart. No big deal.
Mm-hmm. I do like that. All right, here's your question. What NBA team retired Michael Jordan's jersey despite him never playing for them?
Oh, my gosh. The Pistons.
Is it Atlanta Hawks?
Nope, you were just there in Florida. The Miami Heat.
Why?
That part, I do not know. But they retired Michael Jordan's jersey, even though he's like, I have nothing to do with it.
I know what I'm Googling later.
Yeah.
Right, because he played for the Wizards at the end.
Yeah, played for the Wizards at the end. Obviously the Bulls before that. But yeah, they retired his jersey number. They're like, yeah, okay. All right, your question. The term soccer comes from what word? The term soccer. You know this one, Ted?
I'm almost positive I do.
Okay.
I just saw this, and I can't remember. But it was for kids from England, and they would say that they would kick the ball. But see, I don't remember how they would say it.
So basically, you had football clubs, and then they had the Football Association. ASSOC, but they started shortening. So when you read it, it would say, like, basically the football, a sock, and they finally just said, it's called soccer.
What I've read, though, is that, like, everything was football, but rugby was football.
Correct.
And then soccer was association football.
Yes.
And that's where they got soccer from.
Right.
So, and look, I like soccer. I get Europeans still call it football, but if you ever have a Brit give you that nonsense, like, you called it soccer. It's like, well, it came from you guys.
Right,
it's association football. Like, rugby's the only thing that should be called football.
Right. And football is closer to rugby than soccer is. But yeah, association is why they started calling it soccer.
Right. And then our version of football was like off of association football. The Ivy League started doing, like, kind of making it more rugby-ish. And then
getting your hands involved and stuff.
Right, so it was kind of like rugby, and then basically what distinguishes us is they said, hey, let's make a line of scrimmage. Like, the forward pass is massive, but once you make that line of scrimmage, the game completely changed from rugby.
Okay. By the way, I can't remember the guy's name, but the first quarterback to popularize using a huddle. Do you know why? Yes. Because he was super hard of hearing. That's not a joke.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so he called all the players to get real close in the semicircle so he could hear what the hell they're talking about, and that way the other team couldn't hear the plane. All right. Your question, which actor has played Batman in the most movies?
I'm going to go with Michael Keaton.
I'll go Affleck.
So it's actually a tie between Christian Bale and Ben Affleck. All right. So Christian Bale played Batman 3 times consecutively. Then Ben Affleck, he played Superman or Batman in 2 of the movies, but he also did a cameo in Suicide Squad as Batman.
But also Michael Keaton played in The Flash, and he played in the first 2 Batman.
You know, that's a good point. He would be tied. That's right. Was he in The Flash? He was in The Flash.
The Flash. He played Batman again.
You know what? I got to give it to him.
All right, hey, here we go.
Good call. Yes. Got schooled by nerd on that one, folks.
Game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, see it. Hello, Julie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, guys. How you
Hola.
doing?
Doing good, Julie. Are you sober or not sober?
Not sober.
What are we drinking?
Oh, you know my Bud Light?
Bud Light.
How many times have you peed?
Oh, God, like 4 today.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I know.
Stay hydrated. Julie, what do you take on the poll?
Like drinking water, too.
You would be attacked by a dolphin, naked in a museum, be on an all-civilian space flight, or stuck in space.
Well, I think I'm going to go naked in a museum.
Naked in a museum.
Nice.
I don't like the ocean, so... And I don't like space.
All right. So I don't like space, don't like the ocean. Taking off my clothes, going to the museum. Be careful if you go to a glass museum, which someone on the text line said. It seems dangerous.
Well, yeah, I mean, as long as I don't get arrested.
Well, hopefully they've invited you to be there naked, yeah.
I don't know. I'm too old now to really care, so...
That's the spirit. Yeah, I'm naked. I don't care. Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
All right, Julie, here's your question. Which NASA space missions were first? Apollo, Mercury, or Gemini?
Mercury. I'll say Gemini.
Mercury. Yep. All right, let's go to the world of television. Actress Patricia Richardson. She played the character Jill Taylor on what TV show?
Home Improvement.
Damn.
Yeah. All right, Julie.
Too easy.
Good job.
Too easy.
Jill Taylor, yeah. If you watch that show, you know that name.
And I remember Patricia Richardson, yes.
Game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK.
It's Gun Storage Check Week and National Suicide Prevention Month. Securely storing your firearms can help prevent suicide. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to deter unwanted access. Learn more at gunstoragecheck.org and enter to win a gun safe. That's gunstoragecheck.org. If you or someone you know is struggling, call 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Brought to you by NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, and quite another navigating the world of negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. Guidance from an agent who's a Realtor can make all the difference, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. It's one thing falling in love with a house, and quite another navigating the world of negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. Guidance from an agent who's a Realtor can make all the difference, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. It's one thing falling in love with a house, and quite another navigating the world of negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. Guidance from an agent who's a Realtor can make all the difference, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
This is NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association. It's Gun Storage Check Week and National Suicide Prevention Month. Securely storing firearms can help prevent suicide. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to deter unwanted access. Learn more at gunstoragecheck.org and enter to win a gun safe. That's gunstoragecheck.org. If you or someone you know is struggling, call 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the men's room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
The men's room with Miles and Thrill.
KISW proudly presenting the first ever Halloween Hullabaloo with Godsmack and Hailstorm Sunday, October 13th, Throwaway Center down in Kent. Our first ever company station deal ever at the ShoWare Center, I believe.
Which is actually a great place.
Well,
man.
we've been here 20 years. And
Yeah.
I don't recall ever doing. I've gone down for other concerts down there before.
I saw Disney on Ice there.
But
I'm hoping to improve my experience.
Yes, but for KISW, this is our first ever Halloween Hullabaloo and our first ever time at the ShoWare Center. Here's what you need to know. They've got a 4-pack deal running right now for tickets. 4 tickets for $99. So head to KISW.com if you want to go to the show. It's going to be a great night. Hope to see you there. All right, the game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK. Who is our next contestant ready to play the big game?
Hello, Sean. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Sean, are you on team sober, team not sober?
Sober.
Sober Sean. All right, Sean. Our men's room poll this week. Some stories from the news. Are you going to pick being attacked by a dolphin, naked at a museum, an all-civilian space flight, or stuck in space? Sean, just so you know, we got a text from a listener who says, as someone who's worked with dolphins for 6 years, I can guarantee you the last thing you want is to be attacked and raped by a dolphin. Female or male, they weigh over 500 and 600 pounds.
No dolphins. It's I'm bringing the Tang and vodka because thrill. We're going to space.
All right, brother.
All civilian, or are you going to be stuck up there?
Yeah, that's okay. It's better than the other options.
All right. Okay.
I'm just glad you're bringing vodka. The idea of being drunk in space appeals to me.
I have a feeling they already have it on the International Space Station.
I would think someone has snuck it up. Like, who do we partner with on this?
I don't know.
Yeah, the Russians. You know the link.
Yes.
We brought the vodka.
This is Walter.
To us. All right. Here's your question. Speaking of space, what is the common nickname for the star Sirius? It's also the name of Keanu Reeves' band.
Ooh.
Dog Star.
Got it. One and done. Nice job, Sean.
Some call it the roughest star in space.
The roughest. All right, hang on before we let you go. True or false question. True or false, the human eye can distinguish up to 5 million colors.
True.
I mean, so it is. We can actually see up to 10 million. 10 million different colors, and I only know blue, green, red. My wife apparently can see all of them.
You have to go to the paint, paint store.
It is staggering who comes up with the names for these paints and all this. Like, I picked 2 colors. She'll tell me the stuff on the phone. Like, I picked morning dew and, I don't know, like breakfast and turkey. I'm like, okay, well, as a dude, what does that mean? Blue and brown. Like, okay, just say that. Just say that.
Game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK.
Yeah, sometimes you just pick up stuff. I always say, shout out to T-Mobile from having T-Mobile Park. That's where I learned magenta.
Yep, magenta. Actually, that is a specific shade to them.
Most of my
I believe
stuff,
it's T-Mobile magenta. It's not just magenta. Right. That is their magenta.
Right, like that's how I know the blues, right? Carolina blue, Columbia blue.
How about burnt orange?
Yeah.
In the college world, yeah.
Magenta sounds like something a guy can't find on a chick's body.
Really? I thought it sounds like something you get maybe the third time you have sex. Oh, my God, dude. Magenta. I think you got magenta, bro. Just
I think it sounds
Z-pack.
like a chick fight. She kicked her in the magenta.
She dropped like a sack of potatoes. Very sensitive magenta on that one.
Thrill, do you know why they call it burnt orange?
Give me a second.
I put it to you this way.
Is it something to do with like the sunset?
Right. I knew Texas were burnt orange for years.
Yeah.
And then my buddy lives down in Austin. We're sitting on his balcony, and I go, Jesus, man, this is a beautiful sunset. He goes, yeah, it's burnt orange. And I go, oh, all right.
It is the sunset day.
Yeah.
Okay, I had no idea. I was just taking a guess. All right. Good for me. Hello, Justin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, from the men's room.
Hola.
Oh, great, Justin. Are you sober or not sober?
Sober.
Just taking a peek. All right, Justin, our men's room poll. Pick one. Attacked by a dolphin. To be naked at a museum for 2.5 hours. An all-civilian space flight for 6 days or be stuck in space.
I shall pick the museum.
Museum. Night at the museum.
Can I pick the museum?
You sure can.
Museum of Flight it is.
Oh, dude, you know what? I'll meet you down there.
Are you going to do the flight simulators with your naked, sweaty ass sitting down in the chairs?
That's for me and my ass to know, you to find out.
Oops, that's not the joystick. Yeah, you're going into space.
Ooh, so bad.
I crashed.
All right, naked pilot, here is your question. What 1987 Mel Gibson movie features the Partridge Family house being firebombed?
Oh, let's see here.
The Passion.
That's the Passion of the Christ. First thing Jesus did was firebomb the Partridge Family house.
I don't even remember their house.
That's because they got firebombed, Miles.
I know. I mean, I know the Brady Bunch house.
Not firebombed.
Is this a comedy? I'm hoping.
Yeah. Is it advertised as the Partridge Family house as it's being firebombed? Or does it just happen
I'm just
to be
thinking
the
the
same house?
context of the movie.
Okay.
You're just finding out that the Partridge House.
Repeat the question.
What 1987 Mel Gibson movie features the Partridge Family house being firebombed? I don't know why I keep chuckling at that.
Why?
Man, the only movie I can think of is Braveheart, but that's definitely not it.
That going to be your answer?
Sure, why not Braveheart?
Lethal Weapon?
It is Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, in the movie, the Partridge Family house gets firebombed. I do like Braveheart, though. Stop singing your songs!
That would change the movie completely.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, they had more huts.
You're going to take a quick trip to the United States to firebomb this annoying family. All right, your question. Princeton University, of which Ted is an alumnus. Princeton University is located in what state?
Let's see here. So that has to be East Coast.
I'm studying here.
Let's see here. Indiana?
Come on, man.
Pennsylvania?
Oh, hey. You think smart people.
Yeah, I'm
you
studying.
Think New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey.
Hey, welcome to Princeton.
Well, Ted, do you remember when they used to do that in Philadelphia? They used to do that tip-off classic with the 4 teams in the area. Like Temple would play.
Temple.
Seton Hall? No.
Oh, hang on. Temple's there. We know Temple's there. Maybe
Villanova?
UPenn right there?
Yeah.
Villanova's pretty close.
Okay. I was trying to think if it was Princeton or not, but I guess not.
I just knew Princeton. Well, I mean, Princeton's in Jersey. So, I mean, Philly.
Yeah.
Remember, a bulk of Philly is just the biggest suburb is Cherry Hill, which is just across the river.
And Morristown.
Welcome to Princeton. You're here for the little warm-up before you get here. Let me show you around. I'm a tenured professor here.
Remember, my buddy played college baseball at Princeton.
Right.
He had one testicle that was massive. Right? It's just the way it was, right? When he gets to Princeton, they send him to a specialist. And they're like, yeah, one is just that much bigger.
Look at the size of that thing.
Guy's a nut.
All right. Your question. The Supreme Court case Brown versus the Board of Education brought an end to what in public schools?
Yoga pants.
What was that?
Yoga pants.
That's... I honestly have no idea. Separation?
You mean like segregation?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, racial segregation.
Very good.
There you go, man.
Were people not in history class?
No, they were not.
And actually, when after the decision of Brown versus the Board of Education, which ended racial segregation, that was the first recorded time they heard a black man say, "Where the white women at?" They don't really cover that much, but yeah. First time.
Here's Big Dummy, 206-803 round.
The first words when he walked into the school. Hey, where the white women at?
And that one school got much better.
Suddenly,
we have a track team now.
A basketball powerhouse was born. Hello, Ivor. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, what's going on? Shout out to Shorty.
Hola.
Ivor, sober, not sober?
Sober.
All right, welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, what are you taking on the men's room poll? Being attacked by a dolphin, naked in a museum, an all-civilian space flight, or stuck in space?
Stuck in space.
Stuck in space. Till next year. Possibly March.
Possibly. What did they say? Late January at the soonest.
Earliest. 240 early, 270 late, as far as days.
Well, there is no latest. Like,
Because
hey.
I work for the company that has stuck.
Say that again.
I work for the company that has them stuck in space.
Oh.
Hey, man, look. They were told before they even launched, don't launch this capsule. And they explained what they thought would go wrong. And everything this person said would go wrong is what went wrong. Somebody think, well, if you don't trust your own engineers to tell you what they think might be the problem, either hire different engineers or listen to them.
We make cement boots for you.
Yeah, exactly. But dude's just like, hey, I'm washing my hands of it. All right, your question. On the TV show The Simpsons, what is Mr. Burns' first name?
All right, gosh. I'm going to shout out Ivy Rose. That's my daughter. Rest in peace, Ivor Sr. Montgomery.
Very good, Ivor.
Oh, actually, we take that back. It is Charles Montgomery Burns.
Oh.
Charles.
Oh, that's a technicality.
Yes, technicality. It's his first name.
All right, question 2. I think you're right.
All right, your question. Which sports league awards the Larry O'Brien Trophy to the team that wins the championship?
All right. So this time, NBA.
There it is.
Oh, there you go.
Finally.
There you go.
There we go. Game is Big Dummy, 206-803 Rock.
Hello, Brad. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Brad, team sober or team not sober?
Not sober.
What time did you start?
Oh, just about an hour ago after.
Good for you, man. All right, Brad, what are you taking on the poll? Attacked by a dolphin, naked in a museum, all civilian space flight, or stuck in space?
I'm stuck in space.
All right.
Stuck in space.
All right, Brad.
Stuck space.
Yeah.
I
can
gotta come
understand.
back.
I can understand if you're married. Like, there's all kinds of scenarios.
One
like,
dude is
maybe
married.
like 3 or 4 months. And just like, get a little TO in.
I think I would just play drums.
Just play drums in space?
Yep.
What am I missing?
If you go to a dead show,
okay.
Drums in space.
I got you. All right, Brad, here's your question. What U.S. state has the only non-rectangular state flag?
Oh, man. Rectangular. Missouri.
Like New Mexico? Nope.
Mississippi?
Nope.
Is it the one that has the 2 points?
Kind of like a triangle and then it kind of fishtails out at the end. Ohio.
Huh. Ohio?
Yeah, Ohio.
How does Ohio have flair?
You know what's funny? I am so used to like Ohio just being like, yeah, they're going to dot the I at the game. I clearly don't know what their flag looks like.
I think it's red with like a blue circle in the middle or something, but yeah, it kind of starts like a triangle and kind of fan. It looks like a fishtail kind of idea. All right, we brought up Keanu Reeves and his band a little bit earlier. What instrument do Keanu Reeves and actor Gary Sinise play?
Guitar.
Bass. I'm Keanu Reeves on bass. As you look at Gary Sinise,
He
you're
looks like a bass player.
Gary Sinise does not.
No, he does not.
But yeah, Keanu Reeves, when he has all his facial hair,
Yeah.
you're like, yeah.
Got that John Entwistle look going on.
Mm-hmm.
I could see Gary Sinise, like, after, hanging out at his house as a barbecue later in the evenings, like, you want to go out to the garage and get funky?
Yes, that is very much Gary Sinise.
Yeah, I do, Gary.
I'm going to tell you right now, if Gary Sinise used the word funky, I'm like, I am in, bro.
He plays the bass. He has to have. It's got to be the vocab.
Bang, bang. Yeah, that's how I get the lead.
Remember Night Court? I don't know why his voice changed.
I'm Gary Sinise. This is the real Gary Sinise.
Right.
All right, your question. What kind of oven is the official state cooking pot of Utah?
Call this one Lieutenant Dan.
I'll give you a hint. It is your wife's least favorite oven.
A Dutch oven.
That is correct.
I don't know how you guessed that.
Dutch oven.
Yes, indeed. So, yes, in Utah, their official...
Could be yours.
Yeah, the Dutch oven.
I don't like them if they get clogged up.
The Dutch oven?
Yeah.
You're talking about the actual oven.
Well, clogs. Trying to make a Dutch joke.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah. There's not a lot of Dutch jokes. Clogs are the way to go. Hello, Matthew. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and a horse.
Liquor and a horse. Matthew, sober or not sober?
Not even close to sober.
All right.
Wow. All right.
So far away, sobriety. Matthew, our men's room poll, pick one. Will you take attack by a dolphin, naked in a museum for 2.5 hours, go on an all-civilian space flight, or be stuck in space?
I'm taking on Flipper.
Take it on
Taking
Flipper.
on Flipper.
Yeah.
Better hope it's not James. All right.
I'm telling you, that is the worst choice. Like, I am deathly afraid of being stuck in space. So between that and what I got to do with that dolphin, I'll take stuck in space.
So honestly, someone says that like it's a game show and you lost one of these two horrible scenarios. You are stuck in space, as best we know, for 8 months. We do plan to come and get you. Or for, 3 minutes in the water with a dolphin, you're taking space. I am,
space
for sure.
Is just maybe death. The dolphin is basically, he's going to rape you and kill you.
I mean, Ted's not wrong. They're agile.
Is it worse if the dolphin doesn't kill you and just rapes you? To have that memory.
No.
Like, why is Ted so disturbed? Like, dude, he was raped by a dolphin. I mean, you can ask him about it.
He's not going to kill you.
But it's a touchy subject.
You're going to wish you were
Don't
dead.
say touchy.
Yeah.
It's a dolphin. It's not a great white shark, man.
Yeah, but still.
It weighs 500 pounds. It can
More than
drive you.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, be afraid of the dolphin.
All right. Your question. In the culinary world, what does MSG stand for?
Ooh. I know this.
Prove it.
I know. It's monosodium glutamate.
Got it. One and done. Nice job.
All right, hang on. Before we let you go, true or false question for you. True or false? Hang on, I go. True or false, bats are blind?
False.
Yeah, they can't see very well, but they're not blind.
More Big Dummy coming up. 206-803-ROCK.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, and quite another navigating the world of negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. Guidance from an agent who's a Realtor can make all the difference, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association. It's Gun Storage Check Week and National Suicide Prevention Month. Securely storing firearms can help prevent suicide. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to deter unwanted access. Learn more at gunstoragecheck.org and enter to win a gun safe. That's gunstoragecheck.org. If you or someone you know is struggling, call 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
These deals are working hard to save you money. From August 28th through September 3rd, save 15% off Balin stock tanks, $200 off Black Diamond log splitters, and find big discounts on shoes for the family.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
Make the most of your Labor Day weekend with Coastal.
99.9 KISW. The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Head chef on the way. Ted's Meat and Potatoes has the best sports bars in Seattle. Head chef coming up right after the game. Notice Big Dummy 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Logan. Welcome to the men's room.
Boom. Logan, are you sober or not sober?
I am sober.
Logan, welcome to Big Dummy. All right, Logan, our men's room poll. Pick one. Will you be attacked by a dolphin? Be naked in a museum for 2.5 hours? Go on an all-civilian space flight? Or be stuck in space?
I'm going to go to the museum, see one of the exhibits.
All right.
Okay.
He's cultured and naked. I like it.
World's smallest schlong.
Something to be proud of.
Right here.
We'll have you wear a
The
sash.
museum still calls it a schlong.
Yeah, I'm very cultured. Stop staring at my schlong. That's Latin for penis, I'm pretty sure. All right, Logan, here is your question. Where the hell is it? Okay.
Are you ready?
Which Frasier actor provided the voice of the character Abe Sapien in the movie Hellboy?
Oh. I'm not sure. I think it's the big gruff looking dude. I forget his name.
The big gruff-looking dude from Frasier.
Is that David Hyde Pierce?
David Hyde Pierce. Which, now that I'm looking at his name, like when he went to school, it was always last name first, then first and middle, so it'd be Pierce David Hyde. Let you do the math on that. All right, your question, what is the opposite of a utopia?
That would be a dystopia.
Oh, I would have said a hellhole.
Scranton, Pennsylvania.
He ain't lying.
Hello, Matt. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola. Matt, sober, not sober?
Not sober today.
All right, Matt. Welcome to Big Dummy.
Thank you.
Okay, what are you going to do? Be attacked by a dolphin, naked in a museum, all civilian space flight, or stuck in space?
I'll do the all-civilian space flight.
All right.
I'll see you there, man.
I think it's still day by day on that. I think they're just still waiting.
Well, yeah, after the other rocket falls over and blows up on the launch pad, it's not a good look and really does not inspire a lot of confidence in the four civilians. Don't worry, it wasn't your launch tube. It's exactly like the one we're going to use for you, but it's all good. All right, here's your question. What Harrison Ford movie was loosely based on the novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Let's go with Star Wars.
Not a bad guess. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Blade Runner?
Blade Runner. Electric Sheep, by the way, were the vehicles that kind of float like their little floating cars. Okay. It's a shame they changed it to Blade Runner because Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep is such a better name. Oh, yeah. Solid. Much better, much better. All right, your question. What does the WD stand for in WD-40?
Water displacement.
All right. 2 and done. We got a lot of those today.
For wet. Never mind.
One dirty.
One this. Want this 40. Yeah. Hello, Josh. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. Josh, are you sober or not sober?
7 years sober.
Oh, good for you, Josh. Nice work, man. All right, Josh, what's the poll answer there? Attacked by a dolphin, naked in a museum, all civilian space flight, or stuck in space?
I'm going to go attacked by a dolphin.
Attacked by a dolphin.
All right, man.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're going to be different after that attack. Got to hang to himself, not talk much, have dreams of blowholes. All right. Oh, my God. All right, your question. What state is located between Maine and Vermont?
Maine and Vermont. Oh, let's go New York.
Ooh, got half of it right. Hampshire.
New Hampshire. The least interesting state. Is it the least interesting state?
I've never been there other than Manchester, so I really don't know.
What do you hear about? You know, like even Rhode Island says, look, there's not a lot going on here, but at least we have the distinction of being the smallest state.
I think Vermont and New Hampshire are both on the tip of just leave us alone.
But Vermont has Bernie Sanders.
They got maple syrup. I mean, there's something where Vermont goes, look, we don't want to be bothered, but we can talk.
Ben and Jerry.
New Hampshire, like, what is your sales pitch for New Hampshire? What can you tell us about New Hampshire? I go,
think the University of New Hampshire has a good hockey team.
No, something that would make me want to go.
I mean, it's beautiful. We used to go up there when I was a kid and, like, spend a week.
Is it more beautiful or any less beautiful than Rhode Island or Vermont or Maine?
Well, I don't know. I've never been to Maine.
Okay.
I will say when I type what is the least interesting state into Google, the AI overview says there is no least interesting state, as all states have their own unique interests and attractions, and then immediately gives me an article that says West Virginia is ranked as the least fun state.
Okay, that's least fun. But even that's a distinct, like West Virginia definitely has a reputation.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Because, like, Delaware kind of sucks as a state. But they
we're
have great
tax-free.
beaches.
We have beaches, yeah.
Right, so New Hampshire, I think, has, like, a cool little harbor. But, like, I don't know that you go up there for, like, the beach towns or anything.
I just don't, like, if you don't have family in New Hampshire, I don't know anyone that just goes to New Hampshire.
That was why we went.
Well, you got family in New Hampshire?
Right, that when I was a kid, there was some, not distant, but, like, you know, my parent, my dad and his brothers, their cousins, lived in New Hampshire. So we'd go up. I remember, I'll tell you this, I remember it was exciting because you had to get up in the morning and go to an actual well to get the damn water.
Yeah, again, not a sales pitch for me.
It is the 7th least visited state.
What are the 6 in front of it?
Montana, Delaware, Wyoming, Nebraska, West Virginia, and then Alaska is the least visited state.
Man, I thought Montana would be higher.
All right, your question. They got legal weed. Easter Island is off the coast of what continent?
Oh, my goodness. All these questions are easy until you're on.
I hear that a lot.
Man. Australia.
South America.
South America. Technically, it belongs to the country of Chile.
Chile. I always like that word when you're learning Spanish.
What, Chile?
Chile.
Chile.
El Salvador.
That is true. If you go to those, like, if you're from there, you definitely say it the way it's said. Like, you from El Salvador? El Salvador.
Yeah. We used to have those, like, tapes, right? You'd put them in, like, your tape player.
Yeah.
Right. And I just remember, those were the two countries. I was like, Chile.
Well, I remember my brother, he took Spanish in high school 5 years before I got there. And he's like, hey, I learned your name in Spanish. It's Esteban, right? So I'm like, Esteban. If I go to Mexico, it's where you put the emphasis. They're like, Esteban.
Oh, yeah.
Because like when you say Esteban, you sound like the equivalent of someone from Arkansas who's drunk. Like it just sounds bad to
Hey, y'all, it's me, Esteban.
Hey, it's me, Esteban. Esteban Hill.
Honey, get the good stuff up. Esteban is here. Esteban. I love that little fella.
Your question, multiple choice. James Todd Smith, no relation to D-Ted. James Todd Smith is the real name of which singer? Gautier, LL Cool J, DMX, or Bono?
Man. What were the first two again?
The first two were Gautier or LL Cool J, and then DMX or Bono.
Did you write that to rhyme?
I didn't.
Gautier, LL Cool J.
Okay, just in case, shout out to my soon-to-be wife, Hillary. Love you. And I'm going to go Guillote.
DMX?
Oh.
You already gave a shout out. And soon to be, she's going to call it the wedding, bro. It's LL Cool J.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Oh, my
Ladies love cool James Todd Smith.
What were the options? Gautier, LL Cool J?
Gautier, LL Cool J, DMX, which was what? something Simmons. Earl Simmons. Or Bono, which is
Brian Houston.
Brian Houston? Mm-hmm. Brian Houston, yeah.
Yeah, dude, you can't give a shout out to get it wrong.
No, you can, because that's more memorable.
Well, let's hope Hillary still wants to marry him.
LL Cool J, because that is the whitest name ever. Oh, my God.
But James Todd Smith? That's white or black, man. It depends. If you went J.T. Smith, I go, that's a white dude.
There we go.
James Todd Smith, I go, that's a black dude.
Yeah, Smith is pretty much a 50-50 shot.
I feel like Todd is the one that throws you off.
Yeah.
James can go anywhere, right? But when I hear Todd, I definitely picture a white dude over a black dude.
Well, what is Guillote's real name?
You know what? I have no idea. Probably
Esteban.
Nobody does.
Esteban Gautier.
There you go.
Thrill, you're right. I think of Todd as being black just because I went to school with a bunch of black Todds.
But I picture Todd being white because I went to school with a bunch of white Todds.
Oh, Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
Okay, there's Todd Gurley. Thank you. Keep going. Black Todd. Quick.
Well, my buddy Todd Hamilton.
Okay, we got Todd Gurley.
Ask him a question.
I'll let you keep marinating on that. All right, your question. What organization for people with high IQs has a name meaning table in Latin?
Oh, my goodness.
Close.
Yeah. Dang, no clue.
It's just an organization for people with high IQs. I just added the name meaning table in Latin to
Maybe there's a reason you don't know this.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. No clue. Can't even guess.
Mensa.
Mensa.
And then in Spanish, it's mesa for a table, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
So say I live in Spain and I have a high IQ. Neither of these things are true. And they want me to join Mensa. Would I call it mesa? I know you call it Mensa, but if it just means table,
right?
You know, just say, I don't know.
Oh, it would be called table here.
Yeah, if I'm from the U.S. and, I'm just joined table. All right. Your question. Which Scandinavian nation has a yellow cross on its flag?
Norway.
Sweden.
Sweden.
Mm-hmm. We like the yellow cross.
Are you getting some help here, Ted, from the text lines? Todd Bridges?
Todd Bridges.
Todd Bridges, yeah.
Yeah.
Todd
right.
Gurley,
Good
Todd
call.
Bridges.
Yeah.
Famous black Todds. That should be a category in Jeopardy because no one would pick it. In the form of a question. Speaking of questions, your question. When someone is breviloquent, they use very few what? Breviloquent.
Very few words.
That's it.
Well done.
Nice job.
Well done.
Game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK.
Because you use words like breviloquent.
That's the only word they say. I'm sorry, I'm breviloquent.
Like brevity, I guess.
Yeah, basically.
But you're right. Overall, I'm Googling famous Todds. It's pretty white.
All right, give me some of the white
Todd
Todd.
Gurley and Todd Bridges show up real quickly.
All right.
There's Todd Tucker. He's a black dude, reality star.
And
that's kind of it. Then it's like Todd Chrisley. I don't know. Some of these people I don't even know.
There's Tony Todd. No. Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles. We got another one. Todd Bowles. I'm going to do the Black Todd Convention. And like 18 people are going to show up. Be like, that's all of us. That is every single Black Todd in the United States. We are here. Hello. That is it.
We're all here.
Hello, Eric. Welcome to the men's room.
All right. Eric, sober, not sober?
I'm sober for now.
All right. Welcome to Big Dummy, Eric. Okay, our men's room poll. From the headlines, you're going to be attacked by a dolphin, naked at a museum for 2.5 hours, go on an all-civilian space flight, or be stuck in space. Till next year.
We're going all civilian space flight.
All-civilian space flight. All right.
Somebody made the suggestion of being attacked by a dolphin in space.
That would be
Yes,
weird.
I like that. By the way, someone just texted and it says, I love you guys, but you pissed me off. New Hampshire is the best state in the union. 1, no sales tax. 2, no income tax. Only state with 3 Hampton beaches that are legendary. 4, Aerosmith is from New Hampshire. House band in Manchester before going to Boston. 5, low crime rate. 6, people are real. And within 5 minutes, you know if you have a friend that will help you bury a body. Only asking who else knows. Sincerely, from Ken.
Sorry, Ken.
Well, I'm sold.
Yeah.
Mostly because I have bodies to bury. All right, your question. A niçoise salad contains anchovies and what other fish?
Sardine.
What's that?
Sardine.
Sardine.
Oh,
Sardines.
nope. Tuna. Nope. It's actually not an awful salad, and I don't like a lot of salads. It's like
I don't
black
eat any
olives,
salad.
tuna, anchovies, something else. But
I mean, sometimes where it's salad, it's really loose.
oh, well, for sure.
Right, like I'm sure you like chicken salad.
I love chicken salad, shrimp salad, potato salad.
Right.
It's just when you add stuff like, I don't know, lettuce.
How'd you gain weight? I don't know. It was salad.
I used to have a guy when Jared Subway was doing his thing, when he first launched it. We worked with this guy, who's probably 420 pounds, not an exaggeration. So there was the Subway, and he goes, well, hey, man, Jared, I saw his pictures. He lost all this weight. So this dude would order a foot-long sub from Subway. It was right around the corner from our building. 2 problems. 1, he would go to the parking garage and drive to get it. Again, it's literally around the corner. He would drive there to pick it up, and he'd come back with just this massive sub with all the oil and mayonnaise.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, dude, Jared, like, that's part of it. He also walked.
Yeah.
He did other things. Subway itself.
Some you don't want to know about.
Yeah. Oh, he did plenty of things you don't want to know about. All right. Your question. All right, multiple choice. Nah, I'm not going to do that one because I can't pronounce that.
What is going on, man? Are you by your washing machine?
I'm on the treadmill.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
How far have you gone?
I am on mile 13.33.
Golly, man. You got bloody nipples?
No, I do this every day.
All right.
Well, now we're not interested. We just want the bloody nipples. All right. Here's your question.
Well, not from the treadmill. Let's put it that way.
What 1973 horror movie features the characters Father Merrin and Father Karras?
Where she's on the bed flopping around, right?
Yes. That is a brilliant description of this movie.
That's also a late night Cinemax movie.
Girl with a foul mouth tied to bed.
And they just did a remake of it, too, right?
Yeah, more or less. Or kind of like an updated version. I don't know if it's a remake per se.
I cannot remember the name.
It's kind of what you're doing right now.
Yeah, a little bit. Bloody nipples.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember.
Exorcist?
The Exorcist.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I will say this as far as that movie goes. Little Linda Blair tied to the bed, head spinning, puking. She gave me one of the greatest lines that I cannot repeat on the radio when I want to insult someone.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, when you watch the movie, the two priests are talking to each other. She's just kind of mumbling in the background. Yeah. And then I just hear this one line she drops toward one of the priests, and I was like, man, those are fighting words, man.
Eric,
Damn.
I got to tell you, speaking of living in hell, why do you run 13 miles a day every day?
Well, no, it's 16, but
16.
I started 2 years ago to lose weight. I Googled best way to lose weight, and it's change your diet, and I didn't want to do that. So I Googled second best way.
Oh.
Walk your ass off.
I like your spirit,
second
man.
best way.
Are you running every day or walking?
Well, it's a very fast walk. It's 5.5.
All right. So what's that?
a day.
I was going to say that's got to be at least over 2 hours.
That's impressive. You got 3 hours a day.
How much weight have you lost in the 2 years you've been doing it?
Well, I lost 50 pounds in 6 months, and now I'm just sustaining. But you got to understand, I eat like crap.
I mean, you got to be starving, dude.
Yeah, but good on you, man.
Yeah.
Well, this is why I keep doing it. So
So you can keep eating.
So you can keep eating crap.
Man.
Yeah,
I like
makes
food,
sense.
too.
I can just keep eating crap. It's usually when I get stoned at night and the Doritos come out and all that kind of stuff. That's what messes me up.
The Doritos are the freaks. They come out at night. Yes.
And gummy bears as well. Don't help.
The real freaks, gummy bears. Yeah. They're real freaky. All right. Here's your question. Multiple choice. Sumi Mason, Samurai, Shogun, or Shinto? Which translates to military commander in Japanese? Sumi Mason, Samurai, Shogun, or Shinto?
Shogun.
I thought that was a warrior.
The Shogun Warrior is a toy, but it actually translates to military commander.
Oh,
okay. Warrior.
That's the only way I
military.
know Shogun is the Shogun Warriors.
Oh, me too.
I mean, I know the term actually.
Did you know the term before the miniseries came out in the 70s that I'm sure your mom watched? Because it was called The Shogun or something like that.
Yeah,
and it was one of those
I do
long,
remember
summer-long. Then I never heard about it again. And then the Shogun Warriors came out. And hey, Mom and Dad, if you're listening, it's all I asked for Christmas. I mean, what's up with that, dude?
Yeah.
What is
pretty
up
big,
with
too.
that?
Head Chef's on the way. Ted's Meat and Potatoes has the best sports bars in Seattle. And we've got your emails coming up next from the men's room at KISW.com.
You don't just live in your home. You live in your neighborhood as well. So when you're shopping for a home, you want to know as much about the area around it as possible. Luckily, Homes.com has got you covered. Each listing features a comprehensive neighborhood guide from local experts. Everything you'd ever want to know about a neighborhood, including the number of homes for sale, transportation, local amenities, cultural attractions, unique qualities, and even things like median lot size and a noise score. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
It's Gun Storage Check Week and National Suicide Prevention Month. Securely storing your firearms can help prevent suicide. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to deter unwanted access. Learn more at gunstoragecheck.org and enter to win a gun safe. That's gunstoragecheck.org. If you or someone you know is struggling, call 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Brought to you by NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in to navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
It's Gun Storage Check Week and National Suicide Prevention Month. Securely storing your firearms can help prevent suicide. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to deter unwanted access. Learn more at gunstoragecheck.org and enter to win a gun safe. That's gunstoragecheck.org. If you or someone you know is struggling, call 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Brought to you by NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Pat Chef's on the way. Ted's Meat and Potatoes has the best sports bars in all of Seattle. But first time for a few emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Jump right to the birthday request, guys. My son James Dean is turning 12 years old. He would love a little kid face sandwich and Coach Ted giving him advice on starting a new school after moving. And all of you talking all over each other about puberty. Lots of love, that from Dad and Monica.
How old is he?
He is 12 years old today.
Starting a new school? Mm-hmm. All right, starting a new school is a lot like going to jail. You walk up to the... No, I'm kidding. 12th grade. What is that, 7?
12 years old,
8?
6 or 7. Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right.
I mean, if he's dumb, he could be in 3rd grade. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll start a new school. Look, you might be a little nervous, might be a little odd. Maybe you don't know the kids there. Don't worry. Just go in there, be yourself. I'm sure you'll find somebody that has a topic you're interested in, whether it's sports, some kind of board game stuff, or, I don't know, maybe you both collect Pokemon.
Puberty.
Oh, man.
You're going to love a shower.
The other side, dude. Smell bad,
before your mom and dad
some baby powder on certain parts of your body.
Please take a shower. Then puberty comes around. You're the cleanest man in the house. All guys, today is my amazing girlfriend, Alexis's 28th trip around the big ball of fire. She is the best girlfriend ever. I love her more than anything. So could she get the dirtiest of Germans and a little Coach Ted? Thanks, you guys. Lots of love. That from Sean.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you bring up this Alexis saying she's the best girlfriend ever and that you love her more than anything. Yeah, we also love her more than anything because of the things she does with her mouth.
Yeah, it's her favorite car. I mean, stripper, it's a club.
Yeah.
All right, 28th birthday. First of all, I assume, Alexis, that you're hot, because generally Alexis always tend to be hot.
Yeah.
Sorry for the ugly ones out there. 28, though. Listen, birthday weekend. You got 3 days coming up. You could take some time off. Sun's going to be shining. I will tell you this.
put out some sunscreen, enjoy some Men's Room IPA, and get out there and have fun. Make the old boyfriend drive you home this time.
Yeah. Guys, it's my beautiful wife, Lexi's 30th trip around the ball of fire. I was curious if you guys could have the dirty Germans give her advice on how they would celebrate the closeout of their 20s and what to look forward to in the next 10 years. Maybe some of Miles' best dad jokes and just a barrage of random sounds ending in a farting turtle. Love you guys. Truly appreciate the laughs. Your friends, Lexi and Peyton.
A script is a story. It's not a storybook.
Drop the beat.
Yeah, sexy Lexi. You know, he wrote in something about, close outs of the 1920 of your 20s. He meant clothes, CLOTHES. I plan on getting you out of your clothes at the end of your 20s.
Yeah, or maybe just dress like that. So you could be one of some flapper girls with some weird dresses and also pearls, and will help provide the pearl.
Yeah, you know what they call them, flappers.
No.
Yeah, I'll tell you off air.
Guys are getting older. I decided to start wearing shoes with Velcro instead of the ones with laces. Yeah, it's true. Why not? What did the cannibal do after dumping his girlfriend? What did the cannibal do after dumping his girlfriend?
He flushed.
He wiped. Damn. I'll give you a couple more. What do you call a Jewish muscle T-shirt? A Jewish muscle T-shirt.
What?
Muscle top.
Muscle top.
Yeah. Here's some more religious jokes. What is Gwen Stefani's most popular song at bar mitzvahs? What Gwen Stefani song is popular at bar mitzvahs?
Holla back, girl.
Holla back.
Yeah. Holla bread.
That is correct.
Yeah, that stuff's good.
And one more religious joke here. A priest, a monk, and a rabbit walk into a clinic to donate blood. Again, a priest, a monk, and a rabbit walk into a clinic to donate blood. The rabbit says,
I'm a typo.
I'm a typo. Yep.
Yeah, right?
All the guys, happy trip around the sun for Alex. Can he get a big old bong rip, a barbershop quartet fish sandwich, and some dirty Germans talking about video games? Thanks. That from the whole fam damly. Yeah.
Can I get a fish sandwich? Oh, you know I gotta eat right. Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich? You put the cheese and the tartar on the side.
Yeah, here in the United States, you play video games like Halo and Call of Duty. Yeah, in Deutschland, video games are where you take a video of me playing a game of pins the penis on your girlfriend.
Yeah, I played the Call of Booty. Also, I like...
What's that sound like?
Still not a shooting. I also like the... it's a Call of Duty, or some of you call it card, because I'm wearing my card piece.
Call of Booty.
Yeah. Heel to the collar.
Climb to the tallest mountain. Gentlemen, today's my wife's 31st birthday around the sun. She's the most amazing wife and mom. I am lucky to have her. Happy birthday, baby. Can she get a fart medley and look out and thrill? Singing the Advocate song.
Yeah!
Thanks, fellas. That from Andrew.
And because you demanded it, Miles, even the album cut
I told
of
you
the... hey, man, look, it's what the people want, all right? They've actually added lyrics, believe it or not. I've never seen the full... I'm not going to sing the full song here. I'll just give you a sample of what you could be in store for. So, the other guy was in a hurry. Now, you're on a gurney, so don't look now. I don't know how, but you need an attorney. Because if you're driving down the road and you get hit, come on, Miles, you deserve an advocate. Advocateslaw.com.
All right, guys. Here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefly.
Time to open wide and sample Ted's meats and potatoes. Now, here's your host, head chef of the Men's Room, the Ted Nugent.
Head chef in the house.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. NFL preseason is over. College football, this is week one, actually starting tonight. So you get a lot of college sports on this weekend, some big matchups. You have Major League Soccer still going. Baseball's kind of turning the corner, right? Most exciting months in baseball are probably September and October. So just a good time of year for sports. Frankly, fall, to me, is the premier time for
without
sports.
a doubt.
Right? I can watch Arsenal. I can watch F1. I can watch football, college football, baseball. I mean, just you name it.
NFL football.
Yeah, it's all on. So Eater.com, the Seattle section, they put out a list of the best sports bar in Seattle. I will say, before I start this list, I want to give just a quick shout out. It didn't make the list, but Fuel, you remember Fuel forever was down in Pioneer Square, but now it's actually over in Ballard.
Okay.
Really?
Have you not been to the new Fuel?
I have not, man.
Oh, it's great. Huge bar area, also a huge section, a couple like big restaurant area too.
Okay.
So if you and the boys are going out for drinks, you can pop in there. You and the wife and the kids are going out for food and drinks, you can pop in there.
I like that.
Yeah. Just don't get confused when you go in on a Saturday to meet other Maryland fans and you're like, it's a sea of red. I knew we were back. And you find out it's mostly Nebraska fans.
Yeah.
All right, so on their list, they have the Rough and Tumble Pub. Miles, you been in there yet?
Rough and Tumble, I have not.
All right.
Is that the one in Ballard?
Correct. The thing that makes Rough and Tumble really specific is that it's the only bar centered around women's sports. It shows all local teams, Ballard FC, the semi-pro men's soccer team, Storm, Reign, United States women's teams. I mean, I have not been in there, so I can't comment. I mean, I imagine they'd show others.
I tell you, the room's great. I know it used to be an old barbecue place. It's down on the kind of the Salmon Bay side of things. I know the room for a fact. I want to say it might be the same owners who started this down in Portland and brought up another bar up here. But I don't know if it is or not. But the same idea, just being a female, kind of more heavy sports place.
I know. I have some friends. They're always going in there. It looks like I saw their brunch menu. Looks pretty damn good too. Miles, one place I know you've been. We've both been in there. The Georgia Dragon Pub.
George and Dragon.
Yep.
They got a huge
Over
outdoor seating area. Craziest thing about the George and Dragon is just the fact, number one, they will show no South American soccer, period. Don't even ask for it. They will not show it.
It is not just a famous soccer bar in Seattle. That is one of the more famous soccer bars in the United States.
English pub. You will get up in the morning. I will get up in the morning early or hear the roars early in the morning and not realize some of that Prem League stuff and what time it starts. And you cannot believe, depending on the tournament, depending on the match, how many people will show up. They'll set up TVs outside in the, not parking lot, but kind of the outdoor seating area.
Yeah, I've watched a World Cup game there, and it was beyond crowded. I used to go there to watch Arsenal games, but you're right, especially with the Premier League. They're kind of like the NFL. They have kind of set times. So on Saturdays, sometimes your team kicks off at 4:30 a.m. So I used to go to Fido. They would open early, and there'd be fans in there, and you'd sit there. And then at 6 a.m., everybody would line up at the bar for a beverage.
I know. And if there's nothing bigger on, you can watch the Mariners. You can watch Seahawks. You can watch Monday Night Football. So yes, when soccer's on, soccer's first priority. But
and
outside
Georgia
of
Dragon's just a cool pub too.
It is cracking hockey. If it's on and it's not interfering, they will put it on the TV.
All right. I will say this. If you're going there, though, to watch a major tournament for soccer, you better get there early.
Yes, you should.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And if you got a team, you'll meet friends.
Atlas Sports and Spirits. This one used to be Atlas Kitchen. It's kind of over there in the like lower or like Queen Anne. Trying to think of what's by there. It's just up the street from the arena.
All right.
Okay. So you're still going up the hill?
Yeah. Yeah. What was I going to say? Good spot. It's one of the only places you'll find in the city. Like, they have good wings. They also have the garbage plate. which I'm pretty sure they have a Loco Moco plate and this and that. Like, I'm pretty sure Atlas Sports is the only place in town that is like.
Now, does that make them a Buffalo bar? I mean, just in proximity to Rochester, the garbage plate, that area of the country, are they?
I mean, it's definitely, obviously, somebody in that restaurant has ties to upstate New York. Because the garbage plate, it doesn't, like, I'm sure other places have it, but, like, that's an upstate New York thing.
It might inadvertently end up being like a Sabres bar or Bill's bar. Right. Just if you know what a garbage plate is and you're from that area, that is where you'd want to go.
Queen Anne Beer Hall.
Yep.
That's a big spot.
It is. It's got a massive, if you've never been in there, go in there. Again, Queen Anne Beer Hall, too. It's kind of communal seating and stuff, but I want to say till 8 or 9. It's family friendly, so you could everybody can go in there. You can hang out. I love drinking giant beers and pretzels. You know what I like even more than pretzels sometimes? Like, just give me that sausage plate. Like, chop it all up.
Yeah.
We'll just pick at it. But their food's pretty darn good, so you can go in there. This one I've never actually been to. The Goose Pub and Eatery. It's it's basically in a Bellevue strip mall. Transports you to another world. The old school sports dive has one of a kind charm, and basically like plenty of pub games and you entertain yourself.
Okay, all right.
It's like this: if the Seahawks contest turns into a blowout,
well, you have more pubs and traditional, not quite quote unquote dive bars, but older bars in the city. It's nice to know that they have that option in Bellevue. Because Bellevue to me is like, I need to look better than I normally do if I'm going.
I would say again, this isn't on the list. My buddy's worked in Bellevue for years. If you want an old school Bellevue bar, and it's weird because all the expensive car dealerships and the light rail have to build around it, the Pump House. Super good food.
Okay.
Great beer list, but it gets crowded.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the name of the place with the garbage plate again? I'm asking for a texter.
Atlas Sports Bar.
Okay, yeah.
Legion. Now, this is the brand new one that Sherm and Camp Chancellor just opened.
Oh, the food there looks great.
It does. TVs everywhere, cocktails, soul food, influence menu, which I like. Look, it's Bellevue. It's a high-scale place. It's a little bit pricier, but Mike and I have been talking about going over there, and I was checking out the menu yesterday. I was like, damn.
They got it going on. I follow Cam on Instagram, and he puts up all kinds of pictures of them eating the food, serving the food. I'm like, Jesus, man, we got to get over there.
Yeah. Well, him and Sherman own it, so I would Uber. All right. One of my hands down personal favorites. I used to live next to this place. Spent so much time in there. Buckley's in Belltown.
Yep.
Also has the Men's Room IPA on tap.
Yeah.
Okay, bonus.
Yeah. Buckley's again. I was gonna say those Thai chili ribs on the appetizer menu are good. They've really upped their wing game over the years. Solid menu. I mean, look, when I have anybody in town, we'll still go to Buckley's. Buckley's is a great place. I was going to say, on Seahawks away games, again, not only Seahawks away games, but like Buckley's, I think on Sundays for football opens at, like, you got to get in there early, all right? People are going to get in there. They're going to take up space. Like, you got to get in there and kind of call out your spot. Right down the street from there, you got Vindictive Wings.
Oh, that's my new favorite hot spot.
Used to be Belltown Pub. You can go in there. Great spot. Honestly, arguably the best chicken wings in the city.
Those two guys are from Buffalo.
Madison Pub. This is up on Capitol Hill. I never went in there. Relaxed vibe. Old school sports bar. Sports-focused gay bar.
Okay.
So, what else is in here? Oh, Jesus Christ. I go to a lot of sports bars. It was like, another one of my favorites. Sluggers.
Right. By the stadium.
What up, Shane? What up, Shelly? Yeah, if you're ever going to a game, I know they had to change their hours after the pandemic and stuff.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you go... Still, if you go before a game or after a game or even like on a Saturday afternoon, go in there. Great stuff. I mean, just classic sports bar, like, light beers, shots, chicken wings.
We were, I can't remember what the concert was, but it was like 12:30. It was getting up there. It was getting late. And it's a school night and all that stuff. And I'm like, my buddy Charlie, let's just stop in Sluggers, get one beer. We walk upstairs like, 10!
I know. That was after the Stones.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
That's the same night I looked at my buddy Vinny and I go, Italian, huh? He's like, no, I'm Mexican, dude. Down in Columbia City, Rookies Sports Bar and Grill. I used to go there after Pub League with our buddy Troy. We almost thought about buying a rundown house near it so we could go there. Very good menu. Again, you go in there, make a left, Sports bar, if you make a right, still a bunch of TVs, but you can take the fam in there. And then the last one is the Westie. The original Westie's over there in West Seattle. Great menu. Thrill and I enjoy the Westie in Roosevelt. And the Westie in Roosevelt, I know, because I was there a week ago drinking them, has the bedroom IPA on draft.
And you said get the lemon pepper chicken wings in there.
Oh, their lemon pepper chicken wings. That is my go-to order there, man. I just go 6 lemon pepper, side of ranch.
Thank you, Head Chef. We appreciate it. The Shot Day's coming up. You're listening to The Men's Room.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house and owning it. Having an advocate who can help you navigate negotiations, timelines, inspections, and more can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
This is NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association. It's Gun Storage Check Week and National Suicide Prevention Month. Securely storing firearms can help prevent suicide. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to deter unwanted access. Learn more at gunstoragecheck.org and enter to win a gun safe. That's gunstoragecheck.org. If you or someone you know is struggling, call 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
These deals are working hard to save you money. From August 28th through September 3rd, save 15% off Balin stock tanks, $200 off Black Diamond log splitters, and find big discounts on shoes for the family.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
Make the most of your Labor Day weekend with Coastal.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up in minutes, we'll drink and toast with the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check with Mike Hogg and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right. Wendy's and Paramount have been collaborating lately, leading some to believe that they may be selling Krabby Patties sometime this year.
As in SpongeBob SquarePants.
Correct. Paramount is either affiliated with or owns Nickelodeon. You know, they work together plenty. So they have SpongeBob, and the restaurant chain Wendy's is like.
Well, what do you think a Wendy's Krabby Patty would
Don't
be?
expect a $5 burger on a crab sandwich or anything.
I think it's a K-Rab. Right?
Is it
artificial crab meat?
Do you guys think it's actually going to be crab meat? Do you actually think it's going to be a seafood burger?
I think it might be just that K-Rab. Because fish because the thing is, crabs expensive.
You can't shell it.
Hey, hang on. It's Mr. Krabs. He makes burgers. I don't think there's going to be crab meat on it.
Oh.
Right. It's a Krabby Patty.
I think it's just going to be a round burger from Wendy's.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. Well, that explains things.
Well, never mind.
Sorry, I was in the other room. I was like, hang on.
I forgot they don't watch the show, so I'm in here like, no, you guys know Krabby Patty's just a burger.
Right. And they're kind of famous in Bikini Bottom. He doesn't give out the recipe.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Well,
so
then how can Wendy's
then again,
do it?
there's speculation that the recipe is either crab or plankton, one of the two.
You know what it is? It's like read the back of the Hamburger Helper box. Just like every other
Or it
great
could be
recipe.
seasoned with Old Bay. Who knows?
Oh, there you go. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they added some sort of seafoodness to it, but if you're just going to do a Krabby Patty, no. It's just going to be a burger with a round patty that's kind of against Wendy's' usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, I see, a round patty.
Yeah.
You're right. That would be different for Wendy's, and people are like, well, let's try it. Whoa.
You're exactly right. Like, use that round burger from Wendy's.
Right.
Man.
I mean, given the trend right now, which they are delicious, it's just kind of like the meatloaf trend. Like, bars have been doing this for years, but smash burgers like everything, right?
Yep.
Right.
So you're right. I wouldn't be shocked if Wendy's came out and were like, we made a smash burger. It's a Krabby Patty.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I will say the McDonald's in Ocean City, Maryland sells a very expensive crab cake.
Do they?
Yeah, they used to. They had like a crab cake sandwich on their menu because there's like regional things sometimes at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks.
I used to have a lobster roll up in New England.
Do we get anything out here? Or do we just get the
salmon burger?
Well, in my mind, we should get all the stuff that goes international. I think they should put one of those items on the menu at all McDonald's at any given time.
You know what you get up here, Mike? I had never heard of Tillamook cheese until we moved out here in McDonald's. It was like This comes specifically with Tillamook.
Okay, nice. I did not know that. It's been a minute, but okay. Yeah.
Tillamook's great.
Tillamook's fantastic,
Yeah, it is.
dude. I got like 3 cans of their cheese in my drawer right now.
I bought,
Tillamook, we love you.
I'm like a small child. I bought a bag of those, like the little medium cheddar squares.
Yeah, dude, those things, yeah. I got them in my fridge, too.
Their ice cream is on point, too.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You are correct.
Yes, sir. Reports say that the West Coast will ramp up killings of invasive owls in order to save native birds. Kill the native birds. Owls are cool.
Where are the invasive owls coming from?
Where do I sign up?
And how did they get here?
If you kill an owl, you get his knowledge.
Ooh.
You got to eat them first.
I finally know how many licks it does take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
Jesus, that's so bad.
Ted's not even going to shoot it. He's just going to see how far he can twist the head.
Miles will bring his blow dart.
Taking it out.
Well, and I was glad that I had the first thought, rather it was my first thought when I read that headline, and then Fark had the same thought that I did, that's now Futurama predicting the future.
Yeah.
Because
right.
in the show, their invasive species was owls. Now, I heard some sort of lore that was like in the future, rats became such a problem that they started releasing wild owls into the city to take care of the rat
And that's why
problem.
we had invasive owls.
And now they have an owl
That's
problem.
the thing. Where do these owls come from? Because most birds, they're not really invasive if they fly to your town.
Right.
And it's not like, like fish or something or weird insects that hitch a ride on a cargo ship. I'm just like, where do these invasive owls come from?
Right. And it's not like these native birds would really be prey to the owls. It's more rodents that they get after. I don't know about owls going after smaller birds. I wouldn't be shocked.
Maybe these owls do.
Right.
That's the issue. I don't know.
Invasive. I would never look at an owl and say, that doesn't belong here. I just think they're cool.
Yeah.
They're bomb, dude.
I mean, look, I couldn't look at Lake Washington at the crayfish and be able to like, oh, that's one that's invasive.
Right. Right.
All you got to do is talk to it. Oh, yeah, I'm from right here. Like, man, you are not.
Hey, dude, what you looking at?
Hey. You don't want me.
One stick of butter.
California lawmakers are considering adding more animals to their symbols, such as banana slug and Dungeness crab.
Okay.
No, California.
Thank
you. You don't get the Dungeness crab.
You don't get the dungeon.
If Oregon said we're going to do it, I'd be like, all right. But I feel like that's a Northwest thing.
Also, even the banana slug. I feel like they can't lay claim to the banana slug.
I mean, what's it? Santa Clara.
Anyone going to fight them about that?
Santa Clara University's already the banana slugs.
Okay.
So I could fathom that one.
I would think that...
let's leave the state. Let's leave the flags alone.
Hey, they're fine.
Well, we should change ours. Washington sucks.
Yeah. I think it sucks.
I do. It's just green with Washington's head on it.
That is kind of boring. You're right.
He's never even been here.
That is we weren't a state when he was here.
Just like, Washington.
Yeah, we did. Let's switch it up.
We'd screw it up
pick a different
somehow,
Washington.
dude. We would screw it up somehow.
Isaiah Washington.
Cool.
Somebody.
I don't think that. Well, but
Gary
Grey's Anatomy.
Washington. Isaiah Washington. Denzel Washington.
There you go, Denzel Washington. And our new slogan is "My man."
Yeah, that works here. My man.
My man. Oh, God.
By the way, someone here says owls 100% go after other birds, especially at night in their nests. The great horned owl is known to kill and eat sleeping bald eagles.
Huh. Kill that owl.
That's badass.
That is pretty badass. So,
you know what? Eat your kid.
Bird world survival of the fittest, man.
I'll tell you how many licks it takes.
A new study says that women should start getting annual mammograms at the age of 40.
Is that news?
Is that new?
Just a new study that was just,
Our study confirms that we've been telling you since you've been alive.
Hey, anything that you can do to prevent cancer, try to.
But I'm not going to lie, that study kind of got my mind wandering a little bit, and I lost a little bit of focus. Absolutely. And I was like, you know what? There's got to be, and there is.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
Thanks for the memories. 10 booby facts you probably didn't know. Breasts aren't just fat. They're a complex system of glands and ducts, which also include the nipple. However, after a certain age, your breasts do turn mostly to fat. Probably about the same time you started watching Brad Pitt or Ryan Gosling or Bradley Cooper movies while shoveling half gallons of Moose Tracks ice cream down your gullet. Hey, let's hear it for sweater puppies.
So these are 10 fun facts about your boobs. I'll look behind the curtain there. Your boobs are probably not the same size.
That's what I've heard.
Statistically, which breast is going to be larger?
Ooh, hang on.
The right one.
I'm going to say left.
Left is correct.
All right.
Statistically, your left one is going to be larger. 65% of women report a smaller right breast.
Most humans are not symmetrical. If you look at the height of their ears, the length of their legs, all those things.
Men can actually breastfeed. They have the proper equipment and just need some consistent stimulation in the range of a few weeks to get milk flowing.
Get out of here.
Really?
Yeah.
So I got the milk in me.
Yes, sir.
Man, oh man, listen.
In case of emergency, we could be there.
The thing is, I'd get arrested. Sir, what are you doing with that baby? And I'm like, dude, I've spent weeks mastering this so that my kid
Your body can just kick in and realize that you have a child?
Yes.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you think about survival and adaptation and all that, right? It makes sense. But when I first heard that too, it blew my mind. Like, really?
You ever think that happened to some guy that he did not know it's going to happen? You know, some circumstance, his wife, I don't know, she dies like 3 days after childbirth.
I'm going to try.
Well, not even trying, just like, man, my baby was crying in the middle of the night, and I swear to God, milk dripped out of my, you know what I mean? I wouldn't even want to tell anyone.
Most women aren't sized correctly for bras.
I've heard that too.
A full 80% of women are wearing the wrong bra size, most likely due to sticking with the same fitting measurements for too long or just never being sized correctly in the first place.
Okay.
Let me mansplain bras to you, ladies.
Well, you know what? The numbers, hopefully like that, like with jeans, I can buy 34, 36, and 34s will sometimes fit me 36s.
Sure.
At least there is a standard measurement involved. And at least, you know,
because it's based on an actual measurement.
Yes. So hopefully that remains consistent. If you're a 34B, the bra is not a 32 or 33.
And right behind it, they say your breasts are probably going to change a lot. Your boobs can change a full size during a single menstrual cycle, so don't be surprised that they go through a lot in your life. From childhood on, breasts will change in size and shape periodically, so cherish what you have going on now before it morphs into something even better. Some more boob facts. There are 4 types of nipples.
Oh, yeah?
4 types. Normal, which protrude a few millimeters from the areola. Flat, which are basically what they sound like. Thrill's favorite, puffy, which are the same as flat, but the areola is raised. And inverted, which are sort of like dimples.
That's right. They go inside.
To me, it's like the puffy Cheetos. I prefer the crunchy. I'll eat them if they're there, but that's really, you know.
Oh, Lord.
I like them crunchy Cheeto nipples.
Maybe you should just start asking people, just like, crunchy or puffy?
Men have nipples because all embryos initially have female parts.
Correct.
All right.
Testosterone does not really take hold until about 6 weeks into a prenatal development, so the nipple remains just in case.
I bet your body's like, hey, man, just in case you're a chick. And in case you got to breastfeed later in life.
Miles, we talked about it earlier today. Jogger's nipple is honestly too real, they say. Friction is caused by breasts rubbing against fabric, making the nipples sore and can cause bleeding. Save yourself in your running shirts with tape, Vaseline, or just a good sports bra.
Amen on that.
You ever worn a sports bra while running, Miles?
I normally, if I'm going a half, I'll do, I used to put duct tape on my nipples.
Okay.
I used to take like 2 squares and just stick it over the top.
Does that hurt coming back off?
Well, it depends on how hairy your chest is. I'm not a hairy individual, so I don't have to worry about it.
It would kill me, man. I got too much hair going on there. It would. I
always think it's funny now with professional athletes. Like, it started in soccer. I've seen it in football too. They have like those training tops that basically look like dudes. You know what I mean?
It's a sports bra.
Right. It's got all like the information and stuff, but it looks like those guys are wearing a sports bra.
Yes.
Sports bras are hot. Jesus. I should
I'll
have
wear them
separated
out.
that.
Yeah. You need a segue there.
Yeah.
Some more booby facts. They say all bras are Scorpios. Let's go. Bras, as we know them, were officially introduced on November the 3rd, 1914, and should be spending today exploring exploring something that excites them, they say.
So wait, the bra itself, as we know, it was not introduced until 1903?
1914. Yeah, November 3rd, 1914.
They mention how expensive breasts are.
No.
Oh. See, that would be my number one.
But they do say that your breasts are going to sag. There's
Well,
nothing you can do about it. Embrace your boobs as the age, because technically you're going to have it, or it might you're going to have to, or it might get uncomfortable.
Somebody here on the
boobs, man.
text line, very eloquent. My girlfriend lost a bunch of weight, and her big boobs got all floppy and ugly.
Oh, wow. Golly. How about congrats on
I
losing
thought they
weight?
would just get smaller. I didn't think they'd get like changed.
Floppy.
Well, you never lose the weight exactly where you want to.
Right.
Absolutely.
You might lose 10 pounds, but it's not just coming off of your gut.
Right. But then the number one booby fact, fellas, is going to be great. Boobs can cause orgasm.
Yeah.
Nipple stimulation goes to the same part of the brain as the...
Oh, you mean for the woman. My bad. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, in my life, seems like they've helped out a ton.
Yes.
The stimulation goes to the same part of the brain as the other areas down there, which is why some women can actually orgasm from nipple stimulation alone. It's sometimes hard work, but anything's possible when you believe.
Yeah, believe.
Thank you.
I believe in the power of boobs.
I'm going to make this happen with the force. A fire department in Canada found the source of 15 intentional grass fires that were set in the last month, and they did not have to look far, Miles.
What was the source then?
I'll tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming in at 5:50. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This at 206-803-ROCK. Have we made it to drinking time?
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house and owning it. Having an advocate who can help you navigate negotiations, timelines, inspections, and more can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association. It's Gun Storage Check Week and National Suicide Prevention Month. Securely storing firearms can help prevent suicide. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to deter unwanted access. Learn more at gunstoragececk.org and enter to win a gun safe. That's gunstoragececk.org. If you or someone you know is struggling, call 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
What kind of programs does this school have? How are the test scores? How many kids do a classroom? Homes.com knows these are all things you ask when you're home shopping as a parent. That's why each listing on Homes.com includes extensive reports on local schools, including photos, parent reviews, test scores, student-teacher ratio, school rankings, and more. The information is from multiple trusted sources and curated by Homes.com's dedicated in-house research team. It's all so you can make the right decision for your family. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association. It's Gun Storage Check Week and National Suicide Prevention Month. Securely storing firearms can help prevent suicide. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to deter unwanted access. Learn more at gunstoragececk.org and enter to win a gun safe. That's gunstoragececk.org. If you or someone you know is struggling, call 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
These deals are working hard to save you money. From August 28th through September 3rd, save 15% off Balin stock tanks, $200 off Black Diamond log splitters, and find big discounts on shoes for the family.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
Make the most of your Labor Day weekend with Coastal.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Good time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast Mr. John Rossiter of Pueblo, Colorado. John is a guitar player, and he needed guitar tuners. Now, instead of hitting up his local guitar center, John ordered tuners through Amazon. And as he put it, he had just gotten home from work. It was kind of dark, so he couldn't quite see what was in the package when it was delivered. But then he cut it open, and he assumed it was his tuners. Anyway, he reached his hand into the package, and while he could not initially determine what he was feeling, he knew that it was not guitar tuners. First of all, guitar tuners are not soft. And secondly, they don't smell like poop. Unfortunately for John, the only thing that is soft and smells like poop is poop. No one can explain exactly how this happened or why this happened, but he reached his hand into one of those Amazon envelopes to grab his guitar tuners. It was full of human excrement.
So there were no tuners in there.
There were no tuners in there. Oddly enough, he did also get his tuners. They were delivered separately. All right. No one knows who's responsible. He actually called Amazon just to say, he didn't really accuse them, but he's like, hey, man, I got a package of turds. And I stuck my hand in it to pull out my tuners. He gave him the tracking number. And the person he talked to said, according to your tracking number, you ordered guitar tuners. He's like, I did, but you sent me an envelope of poop. Amazon's like, bro, honestly, we don't know what to tell you, man. Like he says, he does not believe he has any enemies or anything like that.
Scatman.
It's just inexplicable. He did get his guitar tuners in a separate package. He also got a package of turds, and nobody knows why. Yeah. And it was on his hand.
Band is crap.
Yeah, I guess. Good God, man. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
The men's room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Thrill Hill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Anthony. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola. All right, Anthony, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, I do. What are my options for today?
Your options today are bite me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? Hit me with your best shot, where you guess the unconventional weapon that someone chose to use as a weapon. In our latest category, seriously, where you guess the petty conflict that led to extreme violence.
Well, let's go with seriously.
I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore.
After being called a name by her son, a Florida woman smacked the child, breaking his glasses and leaving him with cuts on his face. That's according to police who arrested her on a felony abuse charge. As the story goes, Betty Union, 46 years old, was angered by the name-calling and retaliated by striking the victim, quote, with a partially opened hand. Now, the blow caused the glasses on the victim to break and a small laceration on the defendant's right cheek and his inside upper lip. The confrontation occurred in a home in the ironically named Safety Harbor, a city near Tampa. Anyway, she was busted on a felony child abuse charge and booked into the county jail. She was later released from custody under her own recognizance, but a judge ordered her to have no contact with the child. By the child, I mean her child. Additionally, she was allowed a one-time visit in the presence of police to retrieve her belongings from the residence. The question is, what did this Mother of the Year son call her to end up getting slapped in the face? Did he call her a doo-doo head? Did he call her a booger face? Did he call her a biscuit lip? Or did he call her a bitch? So again, doo-doo head, booger face, biscuit lip, or bitch. What got this kid backhanded by mama?
How old was the kid?
They don't say.
Oh,
they don't say. But they keep saying kid, so I don't imagine he's over 15.
Anthony, I like doo-doo head. I like the way it rolls off the tongue.
And again, if you're calling somebody one of these names, probably young.
I like doo-doo head.
You want doo-doo head?
Hey, doo-doo head, give me a beer.
But did you say Betty's last name?
Union. Betty Union.
I'm just going with just a plain simple bitch.
You're going to go bitch.
Just because it sounds, I don't know, it just feels like an insult. I'm going to go with biscuit lip.
Biscuit lip. What did he call his mom to get one to the face? Doo-doo head, booger face, biscuit lip, or bitch? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You don't just live in your home. You live in your neighborhood as well. So when you're shopping for a home, you want to know as much about the area around it as possible. Luckily, Homes.com has got you covered. Each listing features a comprehensive neighborhood guide from local experts. Everything you'd ever want to know about a neighborhood, including the number of homes for sale, transportation, local amenities, cultural attractions, unique qualities, and even things like median lot size and a noise score. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
It's Gun Storage Check Week and National Suicide Prevention Month. Securely storing your firearms can help prevent suicide. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to deter unwanted access. Learn more at gunstoragecheck.org and enter to win a gun safe. That's gunstoragecheck.org. If you or someone you know is struggling, call 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Brought to you by NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Brand new category on Profile This, and it's called Seriously.
No, it's called Seriously?
Seriously, yes. What was a dumb subject matter that caused the argument to go down?
Right.
Where are you? Anyway, Florida woman smacked her kid, broke his glasses, cut his face after he called her a name. What was the name that he called his mom? And we have no idea what the kid's age is, so we're just going to go, wow. Is it A, doo-doo head, B, booger face, C, biscuit lip, or D, bitch?
And Anthony, that is a question we posed to you. Mike Hawk, you're wrong. That it was not even one of the selections up there. Let us start with Miles Montgomery.
Uh-huh.
You went with doo-doo head.
Doo-doo head.
While effective, will not generate a slap. D. Ted Smith.
Ooh. Take advantage.
D. Ted Smith, you went with biscuit lip. Biscuit lip. No. It will get you smacked in the face, but that's...
Yeah, I mean, that's... Yeah.
But that's not what he said.
Throwing out the old racist stuff.
Yeah, I was like, man, that one sounds terrible. Then we had a break. You're like, yeah, it's really racist.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. And so, yes, you would get slapped for that, but that's not what he said. And Anthony, you won't the old tried and true bitch, because look, any mom's going to slap your damn ass if you call her that to her face.
No!
Believe it or not, this kid got his glasses broken and got cuts to his face because he called his mom a booger face. A booger face. That is what he called her.
Well, probably a good thing they're not living together anymore.
At that point, I'm going with your theory, Steve, of like, if you're going to steal a car, steal a Lamborghini. If I'm going to get slapped for calling my mom anything, we're going for broke.
Okay, so now look. So I call my mom a booger face. She turns around, backhands me, breaks my glasses, cuts my face. Do you come back like, Mom? If that's the case, you're a bitch.
Right.
Right. Like I called you what? Booger
also, that's a hell of a backhand to break glasses, to cut your face, to do all that stuff. I mean, she hit him hard. I'm curious of the child's age. Is this a 22-year-old?
No.
Is this a 12-year-old?
I believe it's a child. Like I don't even think
she's 46. So I'm trying to think. Just do the quick.
And who knows? I mean, but still, when booger face is what you say, I can't imagine you being like 18. Like, no. Listen here, booger face.
Good times. Now for all TV news all the time, and it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Booger face. Sounds like an awesome mom.
My booger face.
Oh, I thought he said butterface.
Do you guys ever, like, probably not, because you probably don't have MLB Network, because, like, you guys are still Orioles fans. Do you ever watch any of the regular season games?
I've never been on occasion. Miles is not an Orioles fan, no. But, yeah, on occasion. On occasion.
Well, they are currently down in L.A. taking on the Dodgers. And last night was Shohei Ohtani bobblehead night. Now, so it's also bobblehead night. Mm-hmm. Shohei Ohtani is very famous for being the best baseball player on the planet currently.
Yeah, kind of popular.
Mariners thought they had a chance last year.
I'm not even getting into it. Not touching it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I forgot about that. But also, you know what? He's kind of famous besides having an interpreter who bets on games. His dog is pretty famous. So last night, for the bobblehead night, they had his dog throw out the first pitch.
It's only fitting that Ohtani gets the very first golden bobblehead. And Decoy is right there with him. Go to work with your owner, Jay. And moments ago, the first dog ever to throw out a first pitch was pretty darn impressive, actually. Shohei goes behind home plate. Here comes Decoy with the first pitch.
And it's a strike.
Little treat, little reward. You tell me he works hard on his game. He works hard on training his dog, too.
It's a really sweet treat bag. That's a $700 million man treat bag.
So obviously the dog didn't throw a pitch.
Right.
That would be phenomenal news.
But I love that the cheer from the crowd.
Have you seen the video?
I have not.
It is pretty damn cute. They put the dog, he's got a ball in his mouth. They put him on the mound 60 feet, 6 inches away. And then he just runs straight to Ohtani, who's the catcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like, I don't think it's out of line to say he did throw a strike.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, he didn't swing.
Right. What animal do you think could throw a baseball?
Monkey?
Besides monkey.
Oh.
I should have got that out.
Does this include all primates?
Yeah, no primates. Nobody close to us.
I mean, maybe an octopus. If you had like an octopus in the aquarium on the mound.
I feel like a raccoon could.
Yeah, but they would kind of two-handed, and it doesn't go far.
Maybe a kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
Oh, good call, Miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet a kangaroo could bring the heat.
They got the overhand,
I also wouldn't mind seeing like a seal. Maybe you could
think they could do a good job.
A pitch from a rose.
Try to think. Well, not a whale, because
baby.
Because Jesus Christ,
I compare you to a pitch from a rose.
I know seal could throw a baseball.
Oh.
You know what? I shouldn't say that. I talk about some of the influencers I like to watch. One guy is Josh from England.
Okay.
So basically,
that's just his name, Josh from England.
Yeah, he's just a Brit, but he'll spend time in like Texas or whatever. So they let him throw out a minor league or throw out the first pitch at a minor league game in El Paso this year. And him and his buddy Chase, like I just forget, like they have no clue what they're doing. It was awful.
Well, yeah, I mean, because we're used to what we're used to here. What was it? Something? I guess it was like soccer players trying to kick a football.
That shouldn't be that hard, though.
Just because of the shape of it.
Yeah,
so
but like that's similar. But like, let me put it to you this way. Like, there's a guy named Chris Gale, right? Mm-hmm. He plays, used to play for Kings 11 Punjab, my cricket team, and he plays for the West Indies. He is a massive dude, and he's famous for destroying the ball. So that last year, the Blue Jays had him up in Toronto, and like, he's a cricketer, but it wasn't that hard for him. He started cranking balls out of the stadium. So I feel like the soccer players should be able to kick a football.
I think eventually, but the
Have you
video
seen him
I
throw
saw.
one?
No.
Oh.
How bad is that?
So, right, Stan Kroenke owns the Rams. He owns a few teams, but the Rams and Arsenal are probably his two biggest teams.
For sure.
So, Arsenal played down at the Rams Stadium this year. Watching those professional soccer players try to throw a football is just
You threw out a couple first pitches, right?
I have.
What is the mentality? What is the thought process? Is there nerves involved? Are you looking around the size of the crowd? Because it's obviously a little earlier than, the game starts, but it's right up on it.
It is. Honestly, Miles, the first time I did it was for the Tacoma Rainiers. And my good buddy Justin Barnes, he was a good baseball player in high school. For about 2 weeks, we'd meet up 3 times a week and would practice throwing 60 feet, 6 inches.
Okay.
So, I was pretty nervous. And then when I got there, that's the famous thing, too. The guy, because most first pitches, you don't have to get on the mound.
Mm. Do you still have your glove?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. So I had my glove and everything, and the catcher hands it to me, and I go, "Can I toe the mound?" And he's like, "Yeah, go ahead." Or I said, "Can I toe the rubber?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, have at it." But I cruised it over the plate. I don't know if I'd call it a strike, but it got there. So, yeah, it is nerve-wracking. It's super awesome to do. But, yeah, I practiced because I was like, I'm not going out there and looking like a fool.
Right.
Yeah, I want to look like 50 Cent. He's got one of the worst first pitches of all time. So here's a list. I saw this the other day on BuzzFeed, and it's just celebrities who are rude and difficult to work with, according to employees and co-stars. I will say this. Some of these people, too, I think it depends on a time in their life, like anybody else.
Sure.
So this one doesn't shock me. Jennifer Lopez. They say she has illicit demands. When she performed at the Music Video Awards in 2010, she requested a custom speedboat, diamond-encrusted headphones, and a helicopter on standby.
That explains a lot.
I also don't know. I think that one might have been in Miami. Like, I'm just like, why do you need a speedboat and a helicopter on standby?
That's very Miami.
What do you think's going to happen to
Probably
you?
for a video thing. So you're right, she'll put that on her social media that right after the performance. She did the most Miami of things, right? You jet off on your speedboat. The diamond-encrusted headphones, I'd say, like, look, you're a performer that makes a lot of money. Why don't you just buy those and bring them with you? Like, that should be your thing. Like, Jonathan Davis from Korn had this custom mic stand made by H.R. Geiger, the guy that designed Alien and all that kind of thing. Well, he does not request that you provide him one. He brings it with him.
She has enough money to buy anything that she wants. And I read the total of her engagement and wedding rings that she is never giving back, and it's over $20 million.
Damn.
So apparently she likes jewelry from people.
You don't say.
This was the one last year. Jimmy Fallon got accused of having a toxic work environment. They said he has erratic behavior behind the scenes. I also still contend Jimmy Fallon is a partier, and some days he's hungover and mean.
They even kind of said that.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was like, look, we knew he's a big drinker. No big deal. A lot of people are. If he came in hungover, you could deal with him, but if he came in and he was still drunk from the night before, and we've all been there, right? That apparently he was just voracious and awful, but they said the amount of times he was still drunk from the night before kind of eclipses where any normal human being should be.
Right. I feel like that came out right around the same time as Ellen DeGeneres and James Corden, and he kind of slipped right under the radar with it because he did have an alcohol problem, does have an alcohol problem. It just kind of...
I mean, I don't know that he never came out and said, I got an alcohol problem. He just came out and was like, all right, I'll be better about it.
Yeah.
And to his credit, it seemed like he actually sat his staff down from what I read and was like, my bad. Like, you got me.
But he didn't have to say he had an alcohol problem because every story about him seemed to be alcohol related. So
almost lost a finger.
We can connect the dots. Where James Corden, like, you're not drunk, or Ellen, like, you're not drunk. There's no thing. This is just your personality.
I feel like you actually hear about interactions with him tend to be actual good ones.
Oh, Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy Fallon?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Like,
no bartender saying this. No waiter, no waitress.
Well, this was all from his staff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think when you have a staff that big, it's also like family sometimes, right? Like, generally, somebody could be a giant a-hole at home, but they're not going to be that way out in public.
Of course.
So I would think if you met him in public, you could see that. Let's see. Mike Myers, someone that worked on him on Cat in the Hat, said it was nightmarish experience.
Yeah.
I've heard
that. Said he's distant on set, and he had a guy who held chocolates for him in a Tupperware container.
I believe that.
Holding chocolates?
Seems like a weird...
It is.
Right.
It is weird.
I have heard that he's short, even with fans.
Tempered.
Tempered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think he is short. Yeah. I know. And it's always tougher with comedians, too, because you're just so used to them having fun, and his characters are so fun that I think people associate it with, like, oh, he must be great in person. But, yeah. Mike Myers, too, like, he has had monster franchises.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't feel like he gets that same respect level of, like, other, like, I don't, like, what's it say, Austin Powers and stuff? Like,
I think he will eventually. People go back and you appreciate what he's put out there. And, it's funny, though, because Mike Myers, he's a funny guy. And so then when people that meet him expect him to be that, which I understand, and he's not. The guy that plays Homelander on The Boys, he's like the nicest guy in the world. And he's like, I've always been a nice guy. I used to, like, dance and click my heels in the air, do kid stuff. And he's like, everyone I meet, like, hates me.
I feel like
they're aggressive toward him when they first see him, and he goes, "Man, I get it," but it's like, I'm acting, guys. I'm actually a nice guy.
Also, you would not recognize it.
No,
not at all. But I feel like you hear that about the villainous actors as well.
Sure.
You remember Jack Gleason from Game of Thrones played Joffrey, just this horrible kid.
Yeah.
He's like the nicest kid on set.
And I mean, his character.
This is what they call acting.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's
acting.
I think they just get it all out there while they're acting.
Yeah.
So maybe
sure.
Mike Myers, not a good person, but he's on screen. Funny.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, we know, like, I'm not going to mention names. Like I said, we have had some comedians in here that we've interviewed who I absolutely love. But you realize when they're not doing their act,
no,
they are just kind of.
We took a week off. Will Ferrell's family was the place I was staying, right? And I asked everybody who met him, was he funny? Like, no, he was just hanging out with his. You're not on all the time. Like,
right.
But Will Ferrell even says that about himself.
Will Ferrell says it. I remember years ago interviewing Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
And he said the same thing. He's like, Will is not funny offset. Like, that's his thing.
He's not mean. It wasn't that.
No, it's not
like
that. He's a very nice guy. My question was he funny? He's like, no, he's here with his family.
Yeah, everyone said, dude, he's just boring. And even Will Ferrell says, look, man, if I don't have a script, I am the most average, boring person on earth. No one says anything bad, but he's like,
Look, even some comedians, right? Their acts are phenomenal. But to me, they're not, I wouldn't call them funny people.
Yes.
Because they can't really ad-lib and this and that. You know what I mean?
Funny jokes, but right.
Right. They're great comedic writers. They're great comedians. I'm just like, when you meet them in person, you're like, oh, that guy's not that funny.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Julia Roberts. Steven Spielberg, of all people, said she was difficult to work with on Hook. Remember, she played Tinker Bell? Mm-hmm. And the crew referred to her as Tinker Hell.
Well, maybe that's why she hasn't worked in 20 years.
I don't know but that does not shock me.
But Julia Roberts?
Yes. She strikes me as the type that would be a little bit on the high maintenance side.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's been her life for, 40 freaking years.
Right.
I don't know if she even knows that she's difficult at that point.
This one, again,
with her big-ass teeth,
does not surprise me. I like his films. He strikes me as a super serious dude. Edward Norton.
Yeah.
The president of Marvel said he lacked a collaborative spirit during his time as the Hawk, and that's why he was replaced with Mark Ruffalo.
Takes himself too seriously from what I can glean.
Right, and he makes phenomenal films.
He's a fantastic actor, but nothing about him says, like, you know what, dude, I want to go have a drink with this guy.
No.
Yeah, like, Edward Norton is one of those actors that, like, if I walked by him, I don't think...
College Park, right?
What's that?
That's where he's from.
Ed Norton's from College Park, Maryland?
I'm pretty sure he's
from Maryland, at least, yeah.
He might be from Maryland. But yeah, like, I would...
Boston.
But yeah, I was like, I don't think he... but yeah, I wouldn't say hi to that guy. Bill Murray.
Columbia. Sorry, he was raised in Columbia, Maryland.
Columbia, Maryland. Okay. That makes sense. Bill Murray.
Nicest town in America.
He has a history of causing drama on the set. Richard Dreyfuss called him an Irish drunken bully when making What About Bob?
And that's a lot coming from Richard Dreyfuss, who also has a reputation for being a little salty.
And Bill Murray, again, he's one of those people, seems like he's very good with fans and this and that, but certainly enjoys a beverage or this or that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then the last one on the list, and I'm cutting this guy slack, he just had a kid. He's kind of chilled out over the years, was Bieber. Bill Hader and Jay Farrow years ago said he was like the worst guest on SNL. But Bill says Justin probably was in a bad place when he hosted in 2013. Also, look, I like Bieber. I like some of his music. Over the last few years, he's been very open about, like, I was taking a lot of hard drugs. Right? You got to remember, that guy was the most popular person on the planet, and he was like 19.
Yeah, like I said, if I were him, I would have done significantly worse than he did as far as behavior goes.
Yeah, so
at
like
19, you're
peeing in a bucket. I miss the bucket.
Yeah.
Let's see. You do have Thursday night college football is back. I haven't checked that score, but I believe that's the Colorado North Dakota State game. It's Thursday night. Watch football.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to Men's Room.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
We all belong outside. We're drawn to nature, whether it's the recorded sounds of the ocean we doze off to, or the succulents that adorn our homes. Nature makes all of our lives, well, better. Despite all this, we often go about our busy lives removed from it. But the outdoors is closer than we realize. With All Trails, you can discover trails nearby and explore confidently. With offline maps and on-trail navigation, download the free app today and make the most of your summer with All Trails.
All right, parents, it's back to school time, and I've got a secret for you. There's a drama-free way to make vitamins part of your kids' morning routine. Lil Critters Gummy Vitamins. You see, my kids think they're just eating fun, delicious gummy bears, but little do they know, they're getting essential nutrients for their health and development.
Mom, we know they're vitamins.
As I was saying, kids absolutely love, and apparently know, these are vitamins. Lil Critters is the pediatrician-recommended kids multivitamin gummy brand, and the yummy way to start the school year.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Florida doctor goes back to his old practice and pours gallons of urine on the door.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a Wells Fargo employee slept at his desk for 4 days, or hers. But wait, there's a whole lot more. South Carolina HOA tells kids they cannot play at a community park. In Canada, 15 arson attacks, and it was a firefighter who lit the spark. And a German family proves why you need an in-ground pool.
Yeah.
It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cock.
All right, our top story, we go to Saskatchewan, where an arsonist has been brought to justice. Over the last month, no less than 15 fires have been reported in the area, all having been started intentionally by somebody lighting bales of hay on fire.
Come on, man.
After a lengthy investigation, working with police to check surveillance footage and other evidence, as well as offering a $21,000 reward for information, an arrest was made. But with a twist. The fire chief announced, quote, "Our worst suspicions were confirmed. It is with profound sadness that we report this individual was a member of the fire department."
Yep.
They apologized to the community for this breach of trust, and the individual is now due in court with the RCMP continuing their investigation. I don't know what else they're looking for. Maybe some other fires he might have started.
Yeah, see what else he's done. And look,
Right.
you don't have to apologize for the actions of a person.
Correct.
Right? You know, and I get how the community feels, but like, no, this is not representative of what it is the rest of these men and women are there to do.
Well, and we've had
this
these
jackass, right? Name a profession where everyone's awesome.
Sure.
You can't.
And we've had these conversations over and over again where, you know, an employee of some major corporation does something stupid and then they feel the need to come out. And I understand why they feel the need. I think it's our problem as a society that we put that need on them to say it's not within our guidelines or with our business practices to do. We know that.
We don't encourage our flight attendants to beat the passengers.
You're a fast food restaurant. We know that you don't want your employees to throw food on the customers.
If you're associated with anything in any way, you hold a personal accountability to anybody who ruins that
Yes.
look. Your look. You know?
Exactly.
That's all it is. It really is. Someone from West Virginia does something stupid. I'm not shocked. I'm just like, dude, please.
No kidding.
It's not all of us.
That's all.
Right. Look, if we say something stupid on this radio station, it is not it's not a KISW stance that they believe in that. We're probably going to get fired the next day.
Yeah, and some brands too, right? Like one of their employees goes off on social media on a racist tirade. Like, I'm not holding it against the brand.
No. You guys just like it.
Unless you're the Klan, we go, well, that's kind of your thing. You know, but they don't have to apologize for it. But
Are you wearing a light blue sheet?
Light blue.
What does that mean? Mildly racist? It's a new brand.
No, it means that your clothes are washed with brand new clothes that were navy.
Oh,
and
new
nowhere
blue towel.
And like the fall or autumn is one of my favorite seasons, but in the South it's always hoodie season.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one.
call.
That's a good one.
I think I just made it up.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Right? Like you here for hoodies? Like no, sweatshirt season.
Sweatshirts.
Brunette.
In other news, a neighborhood in South Carolina is attempting to find common ground after an HOA had to be dispatched on the community. This was just stupid. Several parents in the neighborhood told media that their kids love to take advantage of a common circle in the community after school to toss the ball back and forth, eventually blossoming into full-fledged sports games in the circle, from baseball to football to soccer. You know, like kids do. Hey, Ted, come on over. Let's go throw a football around. Hey, Steve, get involved. Let's go play baseball. You know, but the joy in the parents' faces soon turned to rage as some of them received cease and desist letters from the HOA, citing that the circle was to be reserved for everyone in the community, not sanctioned for organized sports.
These are not organized sports. These are kids getting together to play with their neighbors.
And that's what parents said. While the parents fought against the naysayers, others in the neighborhood told the media that they were... Let a naysayer know. Others in the neighborhood told the media that they were glad something was being done, saying the sports are bringing tents and whistles to the games, as well as upwards of 30 people collecting together to watch, with one lamenting, quote, "Before you know it, the Carolina Panthers will be playing here."
Jeez. You guys wouldn't say a goddamn word if the Carolina Panthers ever going to practice in your dumbass cul-de-sac.
I would be willing to bet that everybody who thinks that this is a problem is no younger than the age of 50.
Overwhelmingly.
Both sides are trying to find common ground in the standoff because it's a bunch of kids that are playing.
So it's an open area. It's a park.
Yeah, it's a grassy area that's in the middle of the community.
All right. So, like, we used to do it, and it was tougher as you had to plan it in school or call your friends.
Right.
But now it's much easier, like, who cares? They're kids playing a game.
Well, I'll tell you the problem. And so the HOA definitely looks like the bad guys here, and HOAs have done nothing to make themselves not look like bad guys over the years. However, they do have all their charter information and all the BS of it, right? 400 pages of crap. So somewhere in there, I'm sure it says any unsanctioned blah, blah, blah in a public place, right? You can't do it. Most people overlook that when it is children being constructed.
Correct.
But if one person said, hey,
right,
I hate kids. I love my HOA because I like living under other people's rules. I found your byline. The HOA at that point, even if they're not feeling it,
right,
they still have to recognize it, because the argument would be, well, if you're not going to do anything about it, why is that a bylaw?
And even if they're bringing tents and whistles into it, heaven forbid a parent actually sees their kids building their own sports league at this point, a couple sports teams, and getting involved in watching and rooting on their kids.
Does it say what sport?
No, it doesn't.
Multiple sports.
Yeah. All right.
It was multiple
There are kids
sports.
doing whatever they wanted to do in a field and a basketball court.
I mean,
Hey,
look,
we're going to play baseball today.
I went to grade school with a kid, and his house, right? It happened to be one of those, like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like an alley, but it was grass, right? Mm-hmm. So we would play football in there, and then not every time, but almost every time a cop would show up. And this finally, one cop showed up and just went, look, just go down the street. That old lady calls me every time you guys play football.
Dear God. Speaking of football, men's room sports, the Mariners have the night off while they're on the road, but you do have some college ball on tonight on Fox, ESPN, and you can also watch Eastern Washington over on ESPN+. They'll start right after the show.
All right.
As far as your weather, a little bit of clouds moving into cool things down around 57 tonight. As for tomorrow, it's going to shine bright for Metallica, gang. Expecting a perfectly clear, sunny, 82-degree day. Yeah. And that is it for your headlines with that, Mike Hawkins out.
Speaking of Metallica, a Metallica-inspired Bad Choice Friday on the way, and the return of Ted versus the FCC as we make it to the 3-day weekend.
Yes, indeed, it's all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
What kind of programs does this school have? How are the test scores? How many kids do a classroom Homes.com knows these are all things you ask when you're home shopping as a parent. That's why each listing on Homes.com includes extensive reports on local schools, including photos, parent reviews, test scores, student-teacher ratio, school rankings, and more. The information is from multiple trusted sources and curated by Homes.com's dedicated in-house research team. It's all so you can make the right decision for your family. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
It's Gun Storage Check Week and National Suicide Prevention Month. Securely storing your firearms can help prevent suicide. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to deter unwanted access. Learn more at gunstoragcheck.org and enter to win a gun safe. That's gunstoragcheck.org. If you or someone you know is struggling, call 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Brought to you by NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association.
Carl caught a concert. Talise traveled. Sully snagged suspenders. What would you do with extra cash? The Department of Revenue returns forgotten money to Washingtonians. 1 in 7 people have unclaimed cash. It's easy to search if you're one of them. Find yours at claimyourcash.org.